strangers that Liberty Mutual customizes their car insurance so they only pay for what they need.
Sir, do you have a certificate for your service bird?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome live to Ranger Field in Alva. It is time on a football Friday night for the little opener of the 2020 high school football season. The Alva Goldbugs tonight will open up at home at Ranger Field against the Kingfisher Yellowjackets. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig Kilman. Yes, back on the radio for it seems like the first time in a very long time. We have a lot of stuff to discuss tonight on our pregame show. My partner, Chris Ruwalt, as he has for the last few years, will join me for what we hope will be a long football season, but there's been so much uncertainty around everything, which we'll get into. But, hey, regardless tonight, this football game is going to happen. The Alva Goldbugs against the Kingfisher Yellowjackets. It's also week 0 of this high school football season. First time in a few years the Goldbugs will open up with a week 0 game, and their opponent, as we'll talk about, is very, very good. The Kingfisher Yellowjackets are a perennial power and certainly perennial state championship contender. So this will be an interesting challenge for the Bugs on night 1 of the 2020 football season. I'm Craig Kilman. We are going to take an opening timeout. We're going to tell you we have a lot to get through. We've got not only the game tonight on 105.7, we have our usual audio via our live stream through 105.7, but you can also watch video with our audio on it as well. We'll give you all that info as we open up our pregame show tonight. Let's, though, first take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and have more of our pregame show. This is tonight's Alva Goldbug football game live from Ranger Field here on Classic Hits 105.7.
We support our community during the COVID-19 pandemic by practicing good social distancing. We want to remind our customers that all of your banking needs can be accomplished from your home, office, or even your car.
With our online or mobile banking options, we can meet your needs 24 hours a day. You can even open a new account online. For all the great services we offer, visit our website today.
This is Chris Thomas, President, Alva State Bank and Trust Company. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Whether you're purchasing a new home, renovating your existing home, or using the equity in your home for other needs, the home loan products at Community Bank has you covered. Stop by 1729 College Boulevard right here in Alva or call 580-327-5500 today to visit with one of their home loan experts and let them help you get started with your home needs today. Community Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
First, we have to learn to see. Only then can we see to learn. 70% of learning is visual, so send your kids back to school with the confidence that they are seeing to learn. Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source, believes seeing well is essential to performing well in the classroom and the playing field. Be sure to schedule your children's appointment by calling Alva Vision Clinic at 580-327-2393. That's 327-2393. Alva Vision Clinic proudly supports all Ranger and Goldbug activities.
Back to school is here, and your friends at Bank Central would like to welcome back all area students and teachers. We at Bank Central wish you all a safe and prosperous year. Stop by any of our locations in Anthony, Harper, Cherokee, Enid, Woodward, and right here in Alva for all your banking needs. You can also call us for more information at 580-327-1122. Again, 327-1122. That's Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back live to Ranger Field tonight as the Alva Goldbugs getting set to kick off the football season against the Kingfisher Yellowjackets. I, of course, am Craig Kilman, bringing you live sports here on 105.7 for the first time, well, in a long time. And honestly, it seems longer, as we'll get to as I bring in my partner, Chris Ruwalt. Partner, boy, it is so fantastic to be back on the radio, and we know everything that's going on in our country and the ups and downs of all kinds of things, not the least of which is COVID-19. But what a long, strange trip it's been for you and I putting the headsets back on. And it's not about us tonight, but it certainly does feel good to be back in the booth and getting to talk about things that we love, which is, of course, Alva High sports, and get to see this Goldbug football team back on the field. I can't think of anywhere else, really, that I'd want to be tonight for sure.
Yeah, and especially considering we get to be up here in the air conditioning.
Yes.
We
We're going to talk about that.
Where it's
it's
so hot.
It's pretty brutal, yeah.
Oh, gracious. I was sitting here thinking, the last time that we were together was when the Ladybugs beat Craig in the area consolation finals, and we were getting ready to go to state, and we weren't but about 30 minutes or an hour away from leaving when we got the call that of course those games had been postponed, and ultimately of course they would be canceled. But it has been a strange couple of months, I know, for all of us, and I am 100% with you. Where else would you rather be tonight than right here rooting on the Goldbugs?
Yeah, and every time when we open up a football season, of course, we take some time to talk about last year, which we're going to do that, and talk about the off season. I was thinking about this coming up here tonight, though. This off season, if you want to call it that, obviously between football season last year to this year, I don't know about you, but it feels like it lasted 4 or 5 years. It just obviously with everything that has gone on, that kind of led to that. But there's been so much to unpack, not only about what happened last year on the field with the Goldbugs, but then, just sports in general getting essentially taken away for 3 or 4 months. And what maybe that, not only what does that do to a program, what does it do to the psyche of kids coming back, and your off-season program's a little bit different than it's ever been, and stuff like that. So those are some of the things here early that are going to be very interesting about, kicking off a season. You had so much uncertainty around the off-season, and then you have a week 0 game and you're right back in it. But it's going to be very interesting, I think, just to see, just teams in general getting back on the field.
Yeah, and then when you add to that you've got a week 0 game against a team like Kingfisher,
yes.
that just makes it that much more intriguing to see how a team in the Goldbugs that's still young.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about their youth last year, and then of course, at the end of the season, you only had 4 seniors to start out with. And you had some injury problems, and so we saw a lot of freshmen, we saw a lot of sophomores get pretty significant playing time last year, especially toward the end of the season. And so we might think to ourselves, well, okay, now we've got more of a veteran team, but this is still a really, really young football team. And it's going to be really interesting to see how it is that they adjust to the lights and adjust to the crowd and adjust to the actual game time situations. So it should be a really fun night.
It is. And I definitely, though, hope that it's also, at least in some small way, a return to somewhat normality. And we know there's still uncertainty about things that could happen as we go forward. But I think just the fact that they're out on the field tonight is going to be a little bit of a dose of normal for these kids. And that's got to feel pretty good, I'm sure.
Yeah, I certainly think that it does. And just getting back into the routine, of team dinner on Thursday and team breakfast on Friday, and just that buildup of anticipation and excitement waiting for the game to start. I think it's wonderful for these kids. I really do.
Of course, as always, our bug backers are a big part of what we're doing this year, but we definitely want to give a shout out to our title sponsor, Alva State Bank. Of course, they'll sponsor all of our athletic contests, hopefully what we will be throughout the football season and beyond, but they are a title sponsor yet again for Goldbug football. Couple things we mentioned, we are on the air on 105.7 Classic Hits, so if you're anywhere across northwest Oklahoma or up into south central Kansas, you can hear us over the airways. But there's a couple of other ways now this year that you'll be able to hear and watch Goldbug Sports, which is very, very exciting. We certainly have our live stream on 105.7, KRDR that you can catch up if you just want the audio live stream. But we also tonight, something that's kicking off, which I think is going to be very exciting, is we have video streaming via YouTube channel. And that link, I'm not going to, if I say it, I'll completely mess it up. But I'll tell you that video link to watch the game and listen to our audio is posted via our Classic Hits 105.7 Facebook page. So if you go there, the link is there, and you'll be able to watch plus our audio inputted into that. So that's going to be very, I think, exciting and kind of a new twist. And it's from my standpoint, it's good. They're not seeing you and you and I, Chris. They're seeing what's on the field. I've always said I've got a face for radio, so they're not going to have to look at us. It'll be on the field. That's I think pretty exciting that fans will get a chance maybe to watch if that's something they want to do. So.
Yeah, and I think especially as we think on into when you start getting into the winter sports and the spring sports, depending on how all of that plays itself out, because I would think that there's a possibility that the OSSAA is going to come down and say, okay, we can play basketball, but we have to limit the number of fans who can attend, or we're not going to have fans at all. And so if that's the case, then obviously having the ability to live stream and watch the game is obviously going to be a huge thing for us.
Absolutely. So we hope that, of course, it's a new thing, so we'll just put that out there as well. Hopefully there's no bugs and things like that, but it is certainly very new for us tonight. Either way you're being a part of this game, either way you're listening to us or watching it, we certainly are appreciative of you tuning in tonight. We're going to take another timeout. We have more of our pregame show coming up as we'll kind of dive into a little bit about what we saw last year on the field with this Goldbug team and certainly start to preview a week 0 tonight against, as Chris has already said, really one of the top opponents in terms of just a football power in the Kingfisher Yellowjackets, who the Goldbugs will have going against them tonight. Let's take another timeout. We will return on our pregame show. This is Alva Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
The last thing you needed this week was car trouble, and you're too busy to find a trustworthy shop. K&K Body Works in Alva is the first-class choice. K&K Body Works is here to help you when life takes a wrong turn. Just come in, drop off your car, and we'll take care of the rest. From the estimate process to working with your insurance, our technicians will work to have your car looking as good as new. Real experiences with real people, a business you can trust. That's K&K Body Works, proud supporters of the Northwestern Rangers and the Alva Goldbugs.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Don't let the heat keep you off the street. Roll into the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire to let the qualified technicians handle your tire maintenance and oil change needs. Protect your engine with premium Cenex lubricants. For your oil changes, they offer tire repairs, alignments, rotations, tire balancing, and they also check for tire wear. Stop by 901 Stilling Street in Alva or call 580-327-0521 to schedule an appointment for Cenex lubricants. Dependability, powered locally.
Hi, it's Adam Jordan with Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
Welcome back live to Dean Linder Press Box here at Ranger Field in Alva. The opener of the 2020 high school football season is upon us as the Alva Goldbugs get set to tangle with the Kingfisher Yellowjackets. We'll talk about not the first time over the history the Goldbugs and the Jackets have tangled, but it is the first time in a while the two teams will actually play on the gridiron. We'll talk a little bit about some of the series history between Alva Kingfisher coming up in just a little bit. But let's talk, Chris, about last season. Let's kind of dig into that. Obviously the overall record, was certainly disappointing. I don't think anybody would say it wasn't. The Bugs finished with a 2-7 record. It's also interesting a bit as I kind of looked back on last year, and of course it was significant for you. Your son Todd was a part of that team, for sure. But I look at how the season started, and it's very strange because we know the injuries, which we're going to get into, and those things can just derail a season quick. But 2-2 the Goldbugs were after the first 4 games, and very easily could have been 4-0. I was thinking about that. If you look at those first 4 games, you had a close loss at Thomas, 33-26, and then a game which you probably should have won against Watongo and lost, 22-16. Then you had back-to-back wins against Fairview and Hennessy. So, that team could have been 4-0, and if I know it's always ifs and buts type of thing, but if there's not the type of injuries, that thing could have turned completely different. But we know after that 2-2 start, it was just tough. A lot of people went down, and including really guys you just couldn't have go down, like Dalton Hess and certainly Reagan Martin or Reese Martin. I knew I was going to do that. And those guys, and it was just too much to overcome, really, when you look at the number of those type of players that went down, really.
Yeah, we talk about the 2017 team that went to the state semifinals. But one of the things we don't really talk about that team probably as much as we should is how fortunate that team was with injuries.
Yes.
I mean, I can't remember any of the starters missing time because of injuries. I know that Todd kind of had a fractured leg and kind of snapped on a fractured leg, but outside of that, I can't really remember. You think about Davion Murrow,
yes,
and you think about T.W. Beiswanger and the
Yep.
Toon brother. I mean, we just didn't have that rash of injuries. And then the next season, we were really poised to make the playoffs, make another run, and then
Yep.
the injury bug caught us.
It did, yes.
And then, of course,
it's been back-to-back years.
Yeah,
that we've seen
right.
that, yeah.
And so it's just part of the deal. Now even had we didn't have guys getting hurt, I don't think we're beating Chisholm last year.
No.
That team was just an absolute
certainly
buzzsaw. But I do like
or
our
a team
chances
like
against,
Perry.
Well,
you know.
Well, I like our chances a little bit better against Perry. Luther, there again, you were just talking about a team that was just on a different level, right?
Well, and at that point of the season, we were really kind of a mash unit.
Yes, we really were. And but there again, looking at the bright side of things, you did get a lot of young guys playing experience, and so even though you look at the starting lineups for tonight, and you'll see quite a bit of sophomores, and you'll see a lot of juniors, but those guys got playing time last year, and so they're not. You're not going into this season with unknown commodities. I mean, you're going into this season with athletes that you can depend on, or you expect that you can depend on, because they're going to take the next step in their development.
Well, and I do think, and we haven't talked about it yet, but I think you've got a pretty solid senior class, especially. Not that last year's wasn't solid, but the numbers were way down last year. There's a lot more numbers in terms of the seniors, this year. Just if you look at some of the guys that are there, guys that obviously Gavin Perez, you look at guys like Dominic Covert, Corey Faulkner, David Carpenter. I look at guys like Nathan Hunt, Zane Tiger. These are guys that have all had pretty significant play. Alec Ferguson. Obviously Cole Wersig, who are going to be up along the line. Baylor Wren, who comes back out as a senior. It's a pretty solid senior class, I think, and you obviously want to have that to build on, and you hope that those guys are going to step up into big leadership roles, because obviously you weigh, not always, but how your senior class goes, it has a long way in terms of determining what you'll do as a team.
Yeah, there's no question that that's true. And you look at an offensive line, you're starting 3 seniors and 2 juniors.
Yes.
The offensive line really ought to be a strength. In fact, I had one coach tell me this week that it's going to be the best offensive line we've had since 2017, which is not a knock on other offensive lines. He was just talking about that this is a unit that's experienced.
Yep.
They've played together, and they really ought to be able to dominate games, especially, you think about a game like tonight. I know we're not talking about tonight yet, but let me just make this point while it's on my mind.
Go ahead.
But you think about a game tonight where it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid. If the offensive line can gel together quickly, that's really going to have an impact in the fourth quarter. And so you have seniors at very key positions. You talk about a Gavin Perez who was having a great year last year.
Yeah, he was until the injury, no doubt about it. He was,
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about those linemen, and you talk about
Well, how about Corey Faulkner, who was playing really good before his injury? That's another kid coming back.
And he got hurt right before the Perry game, if I remember right. And boy, he would have been huge in that game. He would have really helped us, just getting that pass rush off the edge and kind of making quarterbacks a little bit more uncomfortable. So, You know, you're right. You've got a deeper senior class this year, and you've got a senior class. They've all played. They've all had experience, and now it's just time to, put on the helmets and see what you got.
Let's talk about conditions, because we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. I mean, in terms of just, I know this is late August, so there's no question that you usually are going to have games like this that are very, very hot, But this is a little bit different because really we've been, meaning the weather, it's been relatively mild for probably most of their training camp. If you think about it, there hasn't been a ton of 100-degree days. Today is one of the hottest ones in a while, I think, that I can think of. Game time temperature is going to be still right at 100 degrees. There's almost no wind. And so the floor of Ranger Field, which is, of course, the turf field, it's going to be hot. But the other reason I bring up the heat tonight, and you always think of that in terms of, cramps or things like that. But this is also, as we said, a week 0 game. So typically if you start in week 1, you have 2 scrimmages. You have a little bit more of your overall camp to work on conditioning and things like that. So that'll be the thing that we'll look at tonight. We have only had really just a couple of weeks, and you had one scrimmage last week at Woodward, and then now you're opening up the season. So I think from that standpoint, it'll be interesting to see how both teams really, because both are opening up on a week 0. Conditioning could play a huge, huge factor with the conditions the way they are.
Yeah, it's going to be really imperative, really, for all of these athletes, not just the Alva team, but also the Kingfisher team. It's going to be important that they stay hydrated. When they come off the field, go grab some water. Keep yourself hydrated, because they are going to sweat a ton in this game, I think.
Absolutely. Let's take a timeout. We've got more to come on our pregame show. We'll talk a little bit about the opponent facing off against the Goldbugs tonight in week 0, the Kingfisher Yellowjackets. We'll also just talk about the Goldbugs and some of the guys that we think are going to be key contributors to this team opening up this season. So a lot of stuff still to get to. We're under 10 minutes away from kickoff of the 2020 high school football season. Alva taking on Kingfisher. More of our pregame show when we return. This is your coverage of Alva Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank, right here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans, backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings, August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Don't be a risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
We support our community during the COVID-19 pandemic by practicing good social distancing. We want to remind our customers that all of your banking needs can be accomplished from your home, office, or even your car.
With our online or mobile banking options, we can meet your needs 24 hours a day. You can even open a new account online. For all the great services we offer, visit our website today.
This is Chris Thomas, President, Alva State Bank and Trust Company. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
School is here and Holder Drug has everything you need, whether you're a teacher or a student, to get ready for the new school year. We also have a number of new gift items coming in, so stop in and browse or check them out on our VIP Facebook page. Our fountain renovations have been completed and is currently under a soft opening with seating at every other table. Make sure to try out our new old drinks like a cherry limeade and ice cream soda. Don't forget about our lunch specials, the Jimmy Ray and Mary Nell. This all happens at Holder Drug, located on the downtown square in Alva.
And welcome back to Ranger Field, our pregame coverage tonight of the Alva Goldbugs and the Kingfisher Yellowjackets opening up the 2020 high school football season. Let's talk Goldbugs a little bit in terms of guys tonight that are going to be certainly key contributors. We already talked a lot about that offensive line. Look at guys like Alec Ferguson and Cole Wersig that have had a ton of just experience over the last few years. Devin Dowdy, who's also a senior, is a really key contributor. But then you talk about the quarterback that's coming back and essentially not his third full year, but certainly his third year of getting major playing time, and that's now junior Caden Slater. This is a guy that can put up big numbers. We saw it as a freshman when he stepped in and had to play in place of an injured Mitchell Meyer for several games, and then certainly last year put up some good numbers. And Gavin Perez, we mentioned offense, defense. That's a kid that's going to be very key to this team. Now, there's a couple of guys certainly that aren't playing tonight that are going to be big impact players going forward. Austin Reed is one of them, who is a junior. We expect big things, I think, from Austin this year. And Drake Wharton is another kid that, well, you'd love to have him tonight. He will sit out. But that's a guy last year with the injury to Dalton Hess, got a ton of playing time at that running back position. And so those are some of the things tonight. Running back by committee for sure with Wharton not there and some of those guys. But that's the type of things you'll have to do at times is we mentioned, players kind of getting thrown in here and there. But those are just a couple of guys that I think they're going to be pretty significant, especially offensively.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. And we've seen before that, starting at running back, when you really haven't had a whole lot of snaps back there in game action can sometimes be a little bit daunting for guys. And I think it's going to be really important for this offense to not turn the ball over. That was a huge problem last year. I'm just looking over at and Caden finished the season really pretty strong. The last game of the season, he threw for 321 yards and a touchdown against Newkirk. But really, for the year, really struggled with interceptions. 15 touchdown passes, 15 interceptions, and that's something that's got to be better. Now, that's not all on him.
No,
there's a lot of things that go into that sort of thing. But certainly having him back as this is his third year. Last year he started every game. I think that's going to help him. He's obviously a smart player. He's seen a lot. He kind of knows a little bit about what to expect. But you're right. Those guys that you've mentioned, those guys that you've talked about, Craig, those guys are going to be huge.
Defensively, we'll talk just real briefly about that. This is a team that certainly lost some defensive punch. Their leading tackler in Todd Ruwald is gone. So. But along the front, I think there's some guys that can be pretty good. I think the defensive ends with Logan Nusser and Devin Dowdy, Corey Faulkner's going to get a lot of time at defensive end. Their linebacker crew, they're seniors and juniors in both the Carpenter kids, David and Chris, we think are going to get most of the starts, and then Nate Hunt in terms of the linebackers. And then they've got, I think, a pretty good secondary, at least on paper, with Drew Glass and Zane Tiger at the corners and Gavin Perez, and at least as of right now, the freshman Dalen Malone getting a lot of play time at safety. So it'll be interesting, but you're going to see a lot of different guys have to step up defensively for this crew.
Yeah, and you mentioned Dalen Malone. He's a young guy. I know the coaches are real excited about his future, but he's gonna get playing time tonight on really both sides of the ball. I was told, both from a slot receiver position and also as a defensive back. We've talked about Corey Faulkner though a couple of times. Tonight, he got hurt last year. I think it was in the Hennessy game. That was his last game he played, and he didn't play that entire game. His last full game last year was against Fairview. And, Craig, that was the game where he had, he had 10 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, had a sack. I mean, he was just dominant in that game. And, that's a guy that, you can't – if you can rush the passer – especially from the edge, that just helps your defense so much in every other phase, because now quarterbacks have to rush the ball, so your defensive backs don't have to cover your receivers as long. It just it helps open up so many things for your defense, and having him back is huge.
Let's take another quick timeout. We are getting closer to kickoff of this one. The Goldbugs and Kingfisher. We'll talk about and give you a look at the Yellowjackets and what they've got coming up. They're always a very, very strong team. So we'll talk about that and get you just about ready for kickoff when we come back, as this is Alva Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Whether you're purchasing a new home, renovating your existing home, or using the equity in your home for other needs, the home loan products at Community Bank has you covered. Stop by 1729 College Boulevard right here in Alva, or call 580-327-5500 today. to visit with one of their home loan experts and let them help you get started with your home needs today. Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
First, we have to learn to see. Only then can we see to learn. 70% of learning is visual, so send your kids back to school with the confidence that they are seeing to learn. Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source, believes seeing well is essential to performing well in the classroom and the playing field. Be sure to schedule your children's appointment by calling Alva Vision Clinic at 580-327-2393. That's 327-2393. Alva Vision Clinic proudly supports all Ranger and Goldbug activities.
Back to school is here, and your friends at Bank Central would like to welcome back all area students and teachers. We at Bank Central wish you all a safe and prosperous year. Stop by any of our locations in Anthony, Harper, Cherokee, Enid, Woodward, and right here in Alva for all your banking needs. You can also call us for more information at 580-327-1122. Again, 327-1122. That's Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. We have had the national anthem, and we are just about ready for the opening kickoff with Alva and Kingfisher. This little bit of series history between Alva and Kingfisher. They don't play a lot and haven't played a ton over the years, but if you look back to the 2000 season, they played in a couple of – there's 4 games that are going to talk about. They were back-to-back years in home-and-home situations. In 2000, the Goldbugs played at Kingfisher. That 2000 team was led by Tommy Kidwell. Goldbugs lost 33-13. The next year in 2001, that was Steve Gale's first year as a Goldbug head coach. Here at Ranger Field, they lost to Kingfisher 27-8. Then they played 2 more times in 2008 and then 2009. 2008 was Coach Gale's final year. The Goldbugs lost here against Kingfisher 42-19. The next year, which was the first year for Goldbug coach Ryan Laverty, the Bugs lost at Kingfisher 42-15. So 0-4 Alva is against Kingfisher if you go back to that 2000 season. Kingfisher, just real quickly, Chris, and we haven't obviously seen them because we don't see them day in, day out, but we know, and certainly you know the name of Kingfisher. They are a very good football team. They're always, whether it's 3A or 4A, whichever they're in, they're a contender for the state playoffs, for the state title. They won a state title back in 2013 under Jeff Myers, who is an Alva native. Last year's team went 7-5. That's a little bit down from what they've been in the past, but they're very talented. I will tell you right off the bat, Cade Stevenson is probably a name we're going to call a lot. He was fantastic for them a year ago, but they are a very good football team, and certainly a team that the Goldbugs will have to play very, very well against tonight if they're going to compete for sure.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Now they've lost a lot off last year's team, and so you're getting them after they've lost a lot. They're replacing a lot of guys. You're getting them in the first game. I'm just sitting here looking at it as it's all unfolding. The coin toss. They are going to be standing out in the sun for a big part of this game, and so that might have an effect on them too. So, for all the questions that the Goldbugs have going into the season, Kingfisher has really a lot of questions of their own. So. We'll see, but no doubt about it. They're going to be well coached. They're going to execute, and they're going to play well.
One kid that we'll also probably talk about a lot tonight, and if it's a name that probably most people, if you think of Kingfisher, know, it's the Sternberger last name. Yes, there's another one. Jax Sternberger, we expect, is going to get the start at quarterback. He's a sophomore. Last year, they went with Cade Stevenson as a quarterback. At least as of right now, they're going to go with Jax Sternberger as a quarterback, and Cade Stevenson will play primarily at this point to start out with tailback. But Stevenson was fantastic offensively last year. He threw for 22 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, and then Stevenson was also by far their leading rusher, ran for over 1,000 yards, and he ran for 18 touchdowns. So this kid obviously can play, and we know that. So Kingfisher, though, as we mentioned, they are about as good as it gets in terms of just a team that year in and year out competes for the playoffs and beyond. Let's talk a little bit about the referee crew tonight that are going to be down on the floor of Ranger Field as we're actually in the middle of having the opening coin toss. Doug Swanger is going to be your referee tonight. Michael Swanger will be the umpire. The line judge will be Craig Madsen. The head linesman is Richard Meeser, and the back judge will be Jared Inmond. So that will be your referee crew tonight for the Goldbugs and the Yellowjackets. Goldbugs have won the toss. They've deferred, and Kingfisher will receive the ball. it's going to be the Bugs will kick off from what is the south end zone of Ranger Field. So they'll kick off from right to left. And then, of course, for Kingfisher, they'll return in that north end zone of Ranger Field. They'll move left to south, or left to right, north to south when we kick this thing off. A couple of things about Goldbugs season openers. Alva's had some success recently in season openers. Last year they did lose to Thomas 33-26, but that actually broke a string of 3 consecutive season opening wins. From 2016 through 2018, the Goldbugs beat Blackwell 27-22 in 2016. They beat the Maroons again in 2017, which of course the state semifinal year for the Bugs, won that one 54-0, and then in 2018 beat Thomas 42-28. But if you look at just openers going back to the 1993 football season, the Goldbugs come in tonight 11 of 16 in season openers for this one. So Alva, Kingfisher, the teams are on the field. The Goldbugs, as we mentioned, will go defense first. Their defensive ends, as far as starting, we're expecting Logan Nusser and Devin Dowdy to be the ends. Dominic Covert and Ben Eads, the interior D tackles. Corey Faulkner, we said, is going to get a lot of time up front for the Goldbugs defensively. That linebacker core will be David Carpenter, Chris Carpenter, and Nate Hunt. Your cornerbacks will be Drew Glass and Zane Tiger. The safeties, Gavin Perez and Dalen Malone. Offensively for Kingfisher, they are going to have up front from left to right, Wrigley Kennedy as the left tackle. Omar Ramos will be left guard. Noah Friesen will be their sophomore center. T.J. Parker will start at right guard. Grayson Bromlow will start at right tackle. We mentioned the sophomore quarterback who will get the nod tonight, Jack Sternberger. Of course, that name, as we mentioned, is pretty synonymous with athletic talent. Jay Sternberger, of course, is a member of the Green Bay Packers. Jet Sternberger just had a great career a couple of years ago, not only football, but obviously basketball. He's playing basketball college-wise at Rogers State. Cade Stevenson at the tailback. Tate Taylor will be that H-back position. The receiving core starting-wise for Kingfisher will be Jarrett Birdwell, Caleb Dick, and Denton Townsend. And that is your starters offense-defense for the two teams tonight. Samuel Houston will be the Goldbug kicker. The kick is up, and it's away as the 2020 football season is underway. Stevenson will be the one to take it. He'll tiptoe his way up past the 25, get very near the 30. I think they may drop him down at about the 29. And the Kingfisher Yellowjackets will have the ball as the 2020 football season is underway. So 1st and 10, the ball will be at the 29. And the Goldbugs on defense for the first time tonight. Head coach Mike Sklar, in his 3rd season at the helm of the Goldbug program, led the Bugs to a 7-3 record in his first year. Last year's team went 2-7. Jeff Myers, longtime Kingfisher coach. Here's the snap, the give to Stevenson in the backfield. He is swarmed under defensively for the Goldbugs. That's a loss back to about the 26-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Great pressure up front for the Goldbugs, and that was gang tackling for the Bugs to what will be about a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see who it was that made the play, but boy, you want to talk about just everybody just kind of converging. That play went nowhere for the Yellowjackets.
3 receivers split to the left, 1 right. Sternberger will go to throw. He'll swing it out to Stevenson. He's at the 25, bounces out to the 30, breaks a couple of tacklers, and he's going to get a first down as he goes up past right at the 40-yard line. Just a little swing pass over on the left flat, if you will, and the Goldbugs just were a little bit late getting there. And Stevenson, we told you how good he is and was last year, and that's his first reception, and the ball goes to the 41 for a Kingfisher first down.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to start. You called it perfectly. Goldbugs just late recognizing it, late getting over there, and he just has too much speed.
4 receivers set for the Jackets, 2 to the left, 2 to the near side, with Stevenson the tailback, Jack Sternberger in the shotgun. The snap to him to give to Stevenson. He cuts back left. He gets to the 42 and then gets to about the 43 or 44 before the Goldbugs are able to trip him up. And we see Chris Carpenter coming off the pile for the Goldbugs, as that's going to be a gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah, I think that was the same play they ran on the first play from scrimmage, where the Goldbugs sniffed it out and were able to get him for about a 3-yard loss. This time, though, he's able to pick up a couple, but certainly, early on, outside of the swing pass, Goldbug defense looks pretty stout.
Officially a 3-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 7 from the 44. Now no backs in the backfield, 5 wide receiver sets. Sternberger wants to throw. He's got a little bit of pressure. He's bounced out. Still has it, and he will keep his feet, but have to run out of bounds. That's good pressure for the Goldbugs to run Sternberger out of bounds. The first one that really put good pressure on him was David Carpenter, and then the rest of that Goldbug defense able to flush Sternberger out. In fact, he lost a yard, actually 2 yards, as he goes back to the 2 yards. He goes back to the 42, so it'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Goldbugs did a good job, good coverage downfield. Really wasn't any place for him to get the ball to, and did a good job getting pressure on him. But you got to wrap up when you get those opportunities. 3
receivers left, 1 to the near side. Stevenson in motion left to right. Sternberger wants to throw straight in the pocket. He'll go over the middle, and he overshoots the intended receiver, Jarrett Birdwell. Birdwell had a couple of steps, but the Goldbug defense was there as well, and that's maybe a 3 and out, as it looks like it'll be 4th and 9. And as of right now, the Jackets look like they'll punt. Their punter for the Jackets this season will be Cade Stevenson, we expect. Goldbugs will have Gavin Perez deep to return, as we will hopefully have a chance to see the Goldbug offense maybe for the first time this year. If that stands, if you get the punt here, that's a very good opening defensive stand for the Bugs.
Yeah, there's no question about it. They gave up the one big play on the little swing pass, but didn't give up anything as far as the Yellow Jacket running attack. That's a win.
So here's the snap back to Stevenson.
It's fake.
Yeah, now he thought about it. Now he's going to come back, and it's a bad punt. What Stevenson wanted to do was bait the Goldbugs into coming to get him and then kind of make his way. But Alva did a really good job after initially giving him a little room. Then they stayed home, and then he was forced to just really kind of force up a punt. And, boy, that is not a good punt at all. From the 42, it only travels just past midfield to, it looks like they're going to spot it at the 46. So Alva's going to have very good field position.
Yeah, so this game's really unfolding, really, really well for the Goldbugs. Now, if they can take advantage of this with a nice drive here, maybe get some points. The main thing you don't want to do if you're the Goldbugs, you don't want to turn the ball over.
Don't make a mistake. Yeah, I totally agree. So Caden Slater leads the troops out. The snap, the fake, he wanted to keep it over that left side and still on his feet a bit, but he's not going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He faked it to Keaton Lewis. We mentioned in the pregame that Drake Wharton is going to be the every down back when he comes back, but he's not in action tonight, so you're going to see a collection of running backs. Keaton Lewis has actually started there. I think we'll see Nate Hunt. Could be a few other guys in the mix, but Keaton Lewis is the one who starts at the tailback position, a junior. So now it's 2nd down and 11 after a loss of 1.
Kingfisher daring the Goldbugs to pass.
Yeah, here's the snap, the handoff to Lewis, and no, he goes nowhere. Met by a big up-front push. Jarrett Birdwell in there on the stop. T.J. Parker as well. Here's defensively for the Yellowjackets. Harrison Evans and Camden Foster at the interior defensive ends. T.J. Parker, the nose guard. This is a 3-4 front for the Jackets. Their outside linebackers are twins, Tate and Will Taylor. Inside linebackers are Slade Snodgrass and Alan Munoz. Corners are Denton Townsend and Caleb Dick. And the safeties are Jarrett Birdwell and Cade Stevenson. So that's a loss of 3 yards. So it's now 3rd and 14. Back to the 42. Here comes Slater, back to pass, straight drop. It has some time. He goes up over the middle. He's got a man open. It is tipped and eventually almost picked off, but it was actually Nate Hunt that had to play defense there and take it out of the hands of Cade Stevenson. And the Goldbugs will go 3 and out as they fail on the 3rd and 14.
Well, he had him. I mean, Nathan had a couple steps on him. Caden, he's got to lead him more in that situation and give his receiver a chance to run underneath. At that time, underthrew him just a little bit. Nathan had to kind of slow up, which gave the safety the opportunity to come over and break the play up.
So the Goldbugs missed their first 3rd down opportunity. Both teams 0 of 1 early. The snap back to Samuel Houston, who was on to punt it away. He's able to get it off, but it's a low kick, and it is returned down the left sideline by Birdwell. He is going to take it inside the 45-yard line of Alva territory. Now, there is a flag, though, and it was actually Tate Taylor, not Jarrett Birdwell, on the return. But now we'll have to kind of read the flag. The ball is spotted at the Alva 41, so it winds up being obviously a very good return for Tate Taylor. So I think maybe they must have picked up the flag, so they're saying no flag. So the Jackets now have their first opportunity inside Goldbug territory, 1st and 10 at the Alva 41. There is 8:37 to go here in quarter number 1. of the opener of the 2020 high school football season with so much uncertainty. Boy, a return to Friday night football has been a very welcome thing here across the state of Oklahoma. So Jax Sternberger back out there. The snap wants to run a little, actually that's Stevenson out of, no, that is Sternberger still on the carry. Alva able to do a good job of not allowing him to pitch the ball, and they come up and actually are going to tackle Sternberger. I don't think he got anything really. Again, it was just great pursuit by the Goldbugs up front and along that area for the Goldbugs. Devin Malone was one of those in there. It was just really good pursuit. Logan Nusser as well, and a whole host of Goldbugs.
Yeah, Devin Dowdy was over there too, and Goldbugs did a good job of stringing that play out, and it looks like Kingfisher's going to try to attack on the edge, but the Goldbugs have been up to the challenge so far.
2nd and 9, Sternberger draws left, wants to throw it. It's got a receiver at the 35, breaks the tackle and cuts it up infield to about the 30, and it will be right at a first down marker. That's Caleb Dick who makes the reception. It will be a first down. A little flat pass over on the left side, and Dick was just able to kind of cut it upfield, and this will be 1st and 10 from the 30. So 7:50 to go here in quarter number 1 as Kingfisher's on the move. Their second offensive possession. 2 receivers left, 1 to the near side. Stevenson behind Sternberger. The snap back, their little flat pass on the left side to Stevenson, and he is going to be tripped up at about the 25. Let's see, they give him inside the 25. I thought Alva did a pretty good job of not allowing Stevenson to just really kind of break that. I think it might have been Nate Hunt that initially kind of tripped him up. And that was the call. So it'll be football inside the 25 to the 23. I'll bring up a 2nd down and 3, a 7-yard gain. Here's a keeper to Stevenson right side. He's to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he's finally run out of bounds. So didn't get to the end zone, but he got very, very close. It looks like they're going to mark him inside the 1, which will put it at about a 22-yard gain. So it is 1st and goal for the Yellowjackets, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. Sternberger under center. It'll be a quarterback keeper. He goes right up the middle, right underneath the backside of the center, Noah Friesen, and Jax Sternberger will score a rushing touchdown, and Kingfisher's on the board.
Second time in a row, the Goldbugs have started the drive off with that play. And, boy, Kingfisher, they're just so fast on the edge. It's really hard to get that edge on them.
So split receivers left and right. Actually, Hunt is to the far right. Perez to the near side to the left. The snap to Slater in his own end zone, wants to throw. Now he flushes out. He throws. It's caught. The ball, though, goes in. Just does not get past the end zone, I don't believe. And the tackler... Well, let's see. Are they going to say his progress was before he got back into the end zone or no? Yep. So that's a lucky thing for the Goldbugs as he was able to stay outside of the end zone, or it would have been a safety. Forward progress was stopped at the 1, but that's a 3-yard loss, and now it's a 3rd down and 15 from the 1.
So the last 2 drives to the Goldbugs, you've had a 3rd and 14 and you've had a 3rd and 15.
Yep.
That's not a recipe for success. You really want to be in a situation where you can be 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. But when you're 3rd and 14, the defense knows what you're going to do. They know you're going to pass. And watch Kingfisher blitz here.
They will. They're going to come with pressure. Slater wants to fling it out. He throws it incomplete. Trying to go to Drew Glass was the intended receiver, and nothing doing there. So now the Goldbugs are not only in a big hole, but they're going to be Samuel Houston is going to have the unenviable task of punting the football deep in the end zone, as Alva now 0 out of 2 on their 3rd down conversions. And so, barring something major happening, Kingfisher's probably going to get very good field position here as well.
And watch the snap here. This is where a bad snap can really, really hurt you.
Well, I mean, yeah, if it's low or it goes high, you could be looking at a safety, or, you know, all kinds of things can go wrong in this scenario. Here's the snap. The quick punt is just a high punt that's actually going to bounce at the 25, go outside the 30. Colby Mackey will touch it down at the 34-yard line. So Kingfisher's going to have fantastic field position with 5:20 to go here in quarter number 1. They will now begin their 2nd straight drive inside Alva territory. This will be 1st and 10 from the 34. We mentioned last possession for the Yellowjackets started at the Alva 41, so those are...
And you're really asking a lot of your defense. Number one, you know, the field position, but then number 2, you've had 2 straight 3-and-outs, which keeps your defense on the field longer.
Yep.
And that's going to be tough to overcome if the Goldbugs can't reverse that a little bit.
Sternberger back at quarterback. Alan Munoz is now the tailback directly behind him. Sternberger wants to throw. Swing pass over to the left side. It is caught, breaking the tackle at the 34, down to the 30, inside the 25. That catch was made in that left flat to Harrison Evans, and that will be an 8-yard gain, which will set up a 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, Kingfisher's having a lot of success with just that little swing pass. That time the Goldbugs really did a better job of sniffing it out, but just couldn't make the tackle.
Here's Sternberger rolling to his right. It's a 2nd and 1. That ball is caught. It will be enough for a 1st down, as that little right swing pass is caught by Will Taylor. Now, there is a flag on the field at the 20-yard line, so we'll have to look and see what this one is. It is in the area where you would think it go against Kingfisher. I think the early signal is holding, or no, illegal.
Ineligible receiver.
Yeah. So an eligible receiver downfield means it will wipe away the 1st down completion to Will Taylor. And so it'll back the Jackets up 5 yards. And
you know, it's not going to go on the stats because of the penalty, but Dalen Malone, the freshman, getting his first varsity action tonight, was in on the tackle, and pretty nice tackle. Hit him low, did exactly what you want him to do against the big tight end.
2nd down and looks like about 6, the official call here. That little swing pass over to the left side goes nowhere. The Goldbugs up in that one for actually a loss back to the 31. Dominic Covert in there on that right side. Logan Nusser also coming out of there as well. And so now it's going to be a 3rd down and 7 with the football back outside the 30 to the 31. Kingfisher is 0 of 1 on 3rd down conversions. Split receivers left and right. Sternberger wants to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket right. Now has nowhere to go. Still on the run. Faulkner trying to chase him down. Sternberger lobs it up towards the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. Will Taylor was the intended receiver. It was thrown a little bit high and behind. And then right as the ball was coming in, The Goldbugs did a good job to kind of lodge that free. Colby Mackey, I think, is the one who did jump in and kind of made sure that couldn't be caught. So now it's going to be 4th and 7.
Well, we talked about him in the pregame show. Corey Faulkner that time did a good job getting pressure on Stern. Was it Sternberger?
Yeah, Sternberger.
Yeah, Sternberger. And, kind of forced him out of the pocket. He had to throw that ball on the run a little bit and just put a little bit too much air underneath it.
So Kingfisher now 0 of 2 on third down conversions with 4:12 to go here in the opening quarter. Goldbugs trailing 7-0 here in this week 0 opener for the Bugs. Obviously, the Jackets will go for it on the Alva 31. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Back to throw is Sternberger. Swing pass to Stevenson. He's to the 30. Cuts back to the 25. He has, I think, the first down. He does. He got past a couple of Goldbug tacklers and got inside the 20 to about the 18 before he was finally tripped up. But, boy, we talked about how good Stevenson was a year ago, with over 22 passing touchdowns and 18 rushing touchdowns, and he is just a threat when he touches the football.
And all of their passing plays are coming on basically the same play, just running the running back out into the flat, getting the ball to him, let him make a play. Again, Malone with the tackle.
And if you notice, nothing defensively, secondary-wise downfield, they're not getting anything open, at least at this stage. Here's a little flip pitch, if you will, to be Caleb Dick as he goes towards that left side and gets inside the 15 down to the 14. That will be a gain of 4, so 2nd and 6 upcoming.
Nice hit, too, by number 53 for the Goldbugs, Alec Ferguson. Fought off his block, and, boy, Alec's off to a good start in this game.
Yeah, big senior, 6'3", 218-pounder. 2nd and 6 from the 14. Sternberger. The snap, rolls to his right, wants to throw. He's got pressure, and he throws it incomplete. And, boy, I tell you what, he was almost sacked. And the Goldbugs had massive.
Nathan
that was
Hunt
Nate
down there,
Hunt,
yeah.
just really kind of on his outside. Almost got, in fact, he did hit him and bring him down right before he got the throw off, or right after he got the throw off. Very good pressure, so it's now 3rd and 6 from the 14. I like the scrappiness of what we're seeing from this defense. I know
really
we've been put in tough positions, but Alva's showing some defensive scrap for sure.
Well, I think Coach Meade's calling a good game too.
He is. Here's a little option play left side for Sternberger. Breaks one tackle to the 10 to the 5, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Again, you have to worry so much about the pitch to Stevenson. Sternberger just read that option play to the left perfectly. He did break a tackle or two at around the 5, and then runs in for the 2nd rushing touchdown for Jax Sternberger.
Well, you can only hold them off for so long. I mean, this is a really, really good 3A football team in the Kingfisher Yellowjackets. Goldbugs are playing hard, and they've had their moments for sure. But, when you just keep putting yourself in that position where you give them such great field position, you're really asking for trouble.
So here is the extra point kick for Delator, and it's up and good. So the Jackets scored on a 5-play, 41-yard drive. Now they go an 8-play, 34-yard drive, and the Jackets have a 14-0 advantage against the Alva Goldbugs. We'll take a timeout. 3:03 to go here in quarter number 1. This is Alva Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Don't let the heat keep you off the street. Roll into the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire to let the qualified technicians handle your tire maintenance and oil change needs. Protect your engine with premium Cenex lubricants. For your oil changes, they offer tire repairs, alignments, rotations, tire balancing, and they also check for tire wear. Stop by 901 Stilling Street in Alva or call 580-327-0521 to schedule an appointment for Cenex lubricants. Dependability, powered locally.
Hi, it's Adam Jordan with Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. Let's take a look at a couple of 2A scores, and my partner Chris, I know, is going to be covering some as well as we go through. But Cashin playing Rejoice Christian tonight, leading 13-0. Adair leads Jay 8-0. Lincoln Christian over Beggs early 7-0. Okima over Henrietta 6-6. Stroud and Meeker are tied at 7 in the first quarter. Inola and Sequoia Claremore are tied at 7. And then Crossings Christian has a 7-0 lead over Community Christian, and Luther, which is in the Goldbugs district right now, leading Prague 7-0.
Yeah, and I've got Luther and Prague is 8-7 in Prague.
Okay.
But over in Perry, Pahuska leading Perry 6-0. Cherokee is trailing Laverne. They're tied 6-6 in the first quarter. And how about the Winoka Railroaders up 24-0 in the first quarter over Wacomas?
Well, they had such a fantastic run last year to the Railroaders into the state championship game, and so good start for them. Oh, here we go with the ensuing kickoff. Delator to kick it away for the Yellowjackets. It's a low lining kick is Perez. It's got it at the 10, 15, 20. Cuts up midfield, 30, 35. Gavin Perez with a very good return. And the Goldbugs are going to finally get out of the shadow of their own end zone for this drive, as they're going to have it at the 36-yard line for what will be their third offensive possession.
Yeah, Goldbugs have got to figure out a way to get the ball into Gavin Perez's hands, because he's such a playmaker, and, boy, he's just got such speed, and every time he gets the ball, you just think to yourself, he can make something happen.
Official spot is the 37, so Alva, they've started on their own 46, their own 6-yard line, and now, obviously, their own 37. So Goldbugs have got to get something going offensively. If nothing else, just get a couple of first downs and, allow your defense to be able to kind of stay off the field for a little bit. Here's the snap to Slater. Straight drop back, pump fakes, wants to go to Perez. Now he'll lob it up to Gavin, but kind of some miscommunication. It's going to be picked off by Caleb Dick. He has it at the 50 to the 45, still on his feet to right around the 40-yard line. Slater, I think, wanted to maybe throw it away, but then just kind of floated the football up there. And then, credit Caleb Dick. He turned around, kind of saw that the ball was just kind of up for grabs and cut back on it and makes the interception. So now Kingfisher will have great field position again, as they'll have it on the Alva 41.
Yeah, and Jaden Malone again with another tackle. I know that's not the one you want to see him get, when he's playing offense, but nice job to at least make the play and prevent it from getting too far out of hand.
So Caleb Dick with the interception. It's the first. Sorry,
thing about it was I was just going to say, Craig, Caden, a little bit of pressure from his blind side there. He was on the run. He was trying to make something happen. Again, just didn't get enough juice on the ball. But that time he didn't have his feet set.
No, just kind of on the run, floated it up there. And so here's Kingfisher with the ball on the Alva 41. Jack Sternberger back out there. He'll take the snap, straight draw back, get some pressure. He's still on his feet. He's going to be taken down. That's a sack for the Goldbugs. And, boy, I tell you what, great job up front. Dominic Covert in there on the play, and also Devin Dowdy. And that is a 4-yard loss back to the 45. So that will bring up a second down and 14. Dominic Covert and Devin Dowdy able to converge on the sack of Jack Sternberger. So now we'll see Sternberger back out there. Cade Stevenson is back at the tailback. It had been Alan Munoz who started this possession, so
watch the pass to the flats.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been their bread and butter. Here's the flea flicker a little bit as they're going to flip it over to Caleb Dick in that left side. They handed it initially to Stevenson, and then Dick cut around that left side, and they flipped it to him. And it'll be a gain of, I think they're going to call it a 4-yard gain back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, nice read by Gavin Perez to kind of come up there and make that hit. And, it's always kind of a strange thing when you see a team like Kingfisher revert to a reverse like that, or an end around like that.
Yeah.
And, I think they were just trying to catch the Goldbugs napping, but Goldbugs, for all practical purposes, really did a good job of sniffing that out.
So Kingfisher, with their 4th third down opportunity, they are 1 of 2 on third down conversion. Sternberger throws up over the middle. He's got a wide open receiver. It's caught. Tate Taylor, and he will waltz into the end zone for the touchdown. He caught it right near the 20, and Alva just didn't have anybody to put a hand on him from there. So this one's going to wind up being a 41-yard touchdown pass from Jack Sternberger to Tate Taylor.
Yeah, Goldbugs, I think, got caught in a blitz there, and he just managed to get behind the linebacker, and wasn't really anybody over the top to kind of stop him. That was a pretty easy touchdown there.
It really was. It kind of flung it out there and kind of caught the Goldbugs in a position defensively where there was just nobody there. And so that will be another turnover, a touchdown for the Yellowjackets. The snap back, the ball down, the kick up and good by Delator. And Kingfisher has scored their third touchdown of the opening quarter. 1:07 to go in quarter number one. And the Yellowjackets lead the Goldbugs 21-0. We'll take a timeout. Back with more after this here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Don't be at risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
And welcome back to Ranger Field in Alva. Third consecutive touchdown for the Yellowjackets. And boy, as we talked about after that first one, field position, and that's really been the huge key now, is because all three touchdowns have come inside Alva's end of the field. A 5-play, 41-yard scoring drive for the opening touchdown, and 8-play, 34-yard drive on their second score. And then this one, 3 plays, 41 yards, and it was Jack Sternberger who has accounted for all 3 touchdowns. Sternberger has run for 2 of those touchdowns, a 1-yard run and a 14-yard run. And, of course, that one, Jack's hit Tate Taylor for a 41-yard touchdown pass. So 21-0 Kingfisher as Alva will receive the football with 1:07 to go here in quarter number one.
Goldbugs have got to get something going offensively. I mean, you look at the defensive players on the sideline right now, they've got their hands on their hips. I mean, they're gassed.
Yeah.
And there's still a minute left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and again, I hate to keep bringing it up, but I think defensively Alva's playing some some really not bad football, other than a couple things here and there, but they've just been put in really tough positions. Here's the kick back to Perez at the 10, 15, 20. Gavin will be taken down near the 23-yard line as Kingfisher able to gang tackle Perez. Coming off the pile, Cale Westfall, who is a sophomore for the Yellowjackets. So, 1st and 10 Goldbugs. They will have it at their own 23-yard line, the 4th offensive possession of the night for the Bugs. Alva's 0 of 2 on their third down conversions. Of course, last time with the football offensively had the interception. And so now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 23. Gavin Perez will split alongside that far right side, alongside Dalen Malone. Now Malone will go in motion left to right. They fake the pitch. Slater wants to go up the middle with the run, and not a bad little quarterback keeper for Caden Slater. You know, we saw Slater have a huge game against Hennessy last year where not only did he throw for a ton of yards, but he ran for over 100. And that one was one of the best. Well, it really was the best run play that Alva's had.
Well,
in a big game of about 4.
Yeah, not just run play. It's the most yards they've gained on any play so far this game.
Point. So a 4-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 6 from the 27. Clock rolling, under 30 seconds to go in quarter number one. 2 receivers split left and right. Actually, 2 right, 1 left. Here's another quarterback keeper for Slater, just a design keeper, and he'll pick up maybe a yard. And that will also more than likely be the final play of quarter number one. And I believe that will happen, barring anything in terms of a flag coming down. I don't think we see that, so that will be the final play of quarter number one. The Alva Goldbugs trailing Kingfisher 21-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the second quarter action here from Ranger Field. This is Alva Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
We support our community during the COVID-19 pandemic by practicing good social distancing. We want to remind our customers that all of your banking needs can be accomplished from your home, office, or even your car.
With our online or mobile banking options, we can meet your needs 24 hours a day. You can even open a new account online. For all the great services we offer, visit our website today.
This is Chris Thomas, President, Alva State Bank and Trust Company. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
School is here and Holder Drug has everything you need, whether you're a teacher or a student, to get ready for the new school year. We also have a number of new gift items coming in, so stop in and browse or check them out on our VIP Facebook page. Our fountain renovations have been completed and is currently under a soft opening with seating at every other table. Make sure to try out our new old drinks like a cherry limeade and ice cream soda. Don't forget about our lunch specials, the Jimmy Ray and Mary Nell. This all happens at Holder Drug, located on the downtown square in Alva.
Welcome back to Ranger Field in Alva. Craig Hillman, Chris Ruwalt here on Classic Hits 105.7. Whether you're listening to us on the live FM airways, whether you're listening to our audio stream via our website at KRDR, or whether you're watching us in terms of our YouTube that we have access to this year, getting to watch us, plus with our audio put on it. So either way, however you are joining us tonight, we appreciate you being a part of the opener of the Goldbug football season. So we get ready to start quarter number 2. Goldbugs will face a 3rd and 5 from their own 28. They've now switched to the north end of Ranger Field, so they're moving north to south, now left to right across your radio dial. And Alva 0 of 2 on third down conversions. Here they go. 3rd and 5. Slater wants to throw. He will throw, and it is intercepted. He threw it behind Perez, and Jarrett Birdwell is the one that jumps in front of that one and picks it off. And now, for the second consecutive possession, Caden Slater has been picked off. This one by the senior Jarrett Birdwell. And so Kingfisher now will have the football at the Alva 25. Man, that just kills you again.
Yeah, he just read it all the way, and unfortunately, you've really set again. We hate to keep talking about the same thing over and over, but
it's just kind of what we're seeing right now. Defensively, this team is putting up some fight, but just having, obviously put in bad position after bad position, as this is the 4th straight drive that Kingfisher has had inside Alva's into the field. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Jax Sternberger is the quarterback. To his left is Munoz. He'll want to throw it, a little slant pattern over the middle. It is caught at the 15 and then tackled immediately by Zane Tiger. It was Jarrett Birdwell that made the reception. And it is right at the first down marker, and we'll have to see whether or not they've got it. Yeah, they did have just right at the marker to make it a 10-yard game. That's what it is. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 now from the 15.
Really good route there. Just kind of put his big body in between himself and put himself between the ball and the defender. Easy play.
Sternberger, little flip to Cade Stevens. There's the flag. He's open at the 10-5. He will be drugged down at about let's see. Did they bring him down?
No, they didn't.
No, they did not. So he spun out of the Goldbug tackle and gets in the end zone. But the flag is going to be the key. I do believe that's going to go against Kingfisher. It is a hold, so that will negate what was actually a pretty nifty run from Cade Stevenson. But really, the flag came right as not only did he get the football right as he made that cut around the right side. So that's when you kind of have an idea it's going to be a hold, and it was. So we'll see where they spot the football after they mark off the penalty. And it will go back to the 25-yard line, which was the original line of scrimmage on this possession. So it will wind up being a 1st and 20. So it was a full 10-yard penalty. So 1st and 20 from the 25. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the right. Jack Sternberger gets the snap, wants to throw it down that right sideline, puts it up for grabs, and it's knocked away. That's a great play by Zane Tiger. As, that's just kind of one-on-one coverage with him, and I think it was Jarrett Birdwell, and give credit to Zane Tiger for knocking that one away.
Yeah, Zane, really good coverage there. Just kind of got his back up against the receiver, and really, really good coverage.
Well, so many times you get in that position, you don't look back for the football, and I think that's one thing that Zane did. He looked back and kind of read it as it came in and able to knock it away. So
the only real complaint you have on a play like that is he didn't come up with a pick. But,
right.
He did such a good job in coverage. You'll certainly take it.
Two receivers to the far side, one to the near side. Here is a keeper by Sternberger. Now he'll pitch it to Munoz, and he will keep on his feet out past the 25, gets inside the 20, and I think he's going to be run out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Again, though, I think Alva did a pretty good job of stringing that out. It's going to wind up be about a 7-yard or 6-yard gain, and so it'll set up a 3rd down and 14. The ball will be spotted at, I believe, the 19, and that is where they'll have it. So 3rd and 14 from the 19-yard line of Alva for the Jackets.
And really, Kingfisher's best running plays have come on those edge plays, but they've come when they've cut back against the grain, because Goldbugs done a pretty good job showing some speed on the edge. 3
receivers to the right side, 1 to the near side. Sternberger will turn, wants to throw a slant pattern inside. It is caught by, I think that was Caleb Dick, and he's going to be right near where the 1st down marker is. I don't think he quite got there. I think he's going to come up a couple yards short, which will bring up a 4th down, and I think they're going to call it a 4th down and 2 upcoming.
I think Carpenter there on the tackle did a nice job of kind of reading that out. Goldbugs had a chance to stop it, but couldn't, and Carpenter does a nice job there.
So the ball is at the 7-yard line. It will be a 4th and 2 from there. Kingfisher is now 1 of 3 on their 3rd down conversions tonight, but they have actually this will be their first opportunity essentially to go for it on their second time to go for it on 4th down. They're 1 of 1 on 4th down conversions at the moment. Here's the handoff to Stevenson over the right side. He will have all kinds of room to pick up the 1st down. Still on his feet. Did he get to the pylon for the touchdown? Haven't seen the hands go up
yet. They're going to mark him out of bounds.
I think he's going to go just out of bounds. He tried to dive for that right pylon and didn't quite get there, but it will be a 1st down and goal now for Kingfisher, who's now 2 of 2 on 4th down conversions. And they marked him down actually at the 2, so it'll be a 1st and goal from the 2.
A lot of missed tackles tonight for the Goldbugs. That's something they can certainly clean up.
Here is a handoff to Sternberg. He tried to go up the middle. There. No, he went nowhere as he is tackled for a loss, and that's Logan Nusser that came right up the middle. He knocked the center Noah Friesen essentially out of the play, and then Logan wrapped up for what will be a loss actually back to the 4. That's a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, really nice job by Logan there. Again, just fighting off his block and standing him up.
Logan Nusser had, I thought, a pretty good year a year ago as a sophomore.
Yeah,
he's now a junior, and so big things expected from Logan this season. A 2nd and goal from the 4. Sternberger will throw a little pass right over that left side. Is in the end zone for the touchdown. And just a little flip pass, if you will. That's Cade Stevenson that catches it. And so now Jax Sternberger has thrown for 2 touchdowns and run for 2. And it's 27-0 Kingfisher pinning the extra point.
And again, a lot of this starts with field position.
Yeah, it does. Almost all of it, really.
Yeah, they really haven't had to do anything in terms of a prolonged drive at all.
So, Cade Stevenson was his first touchdown of the 2020 season. Delator on for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up on the way out of the hold of Stevenson. It's up, and it is good. So it will be another touchdown for the Yellowjackets. They now lead the Goldbugs 28-0. Timeout on the field with 9:33 to go till halftime. Alva trailing Kingfisher 28-0. This is Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Whether you're purchasing a new home, renovating your existing home, or using the equity in your home for other needs, the home loan products at Community Bank has you covered. Stop by 1729 College Boulevard right here in Alva or call 580-327-5500 today to visit with one of their home loan experts and let them help you get started with your home needs today. Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
First, we have to learn to see. Only then can we see to learn. 70% of learning is visual, so send your kids back to school with the confidence that they are seeing to learn. Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source, believes seeing well is essential to performing well in the classroom and the playing field. Be sure to schedule your children's appointment by calling Alva Vision Clinic at 580-327-2393. That's 327-2393. Alva Vision Clinic proudly supports all Ranger and Goldbug activities.
Welcome back to Ranger Field here in Alva. Craig Kelman, Chris Ruwalt, and what has just been certainly been a tough first half already for the Goldbugs. We know that on the scoreboard as Alva trails 28-0, but regardless, still certainly happy to be back here in the broadcast booth covering Goldbug football. We should talk a little bit in terms of the crowd. And of course, there are protocols in place this year because of the COVID-19 things with masks and social distancing. But even besides that, there's a good crowd. The tier of Ranger Field, those areas which are always really one of the great things about being at home here. A lot of obviously cars in that would be the south end zone of Ranger Field at the tiers. So, all things being considered, this is really a very good crowd coming out to watch Goldbug football tonight. So the Bugs will have another offensive possession to see if they can pick up any type of, not even they haven't picked up a first down yet, but just get some type of positive yardage. It's just been a very, very tough go offensively as they've had back-to-back drives in which have ended by an interception. So Delator on to kick it away from the 40. Down the right sideline, it will be taken on the return from Tiger. The ball is popped up and knocked out, and I think Kingfisher has just come up with it. It was Zane Tiger, and that first initial hit, the ball popped out. And so now 3 consecutive turnovers for the Goldbugs, and the hits keep on coming, unfortunately, as Kingfisher gets fantastic field position. This one will actually start at the Goldbug 13-yard line. Man, just can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not anything. There's not much you can say in that instance. It is what it is.
Yes, and we talked about this in the pregame
show
that it's going to be so important that we not turn over the ball and that we're able to kind of control the clock a little bit. Yeah. And now this is, for all practical purposes, this 3 straight possessions that have ended with a turnover, 2 interceptions, and then the fumble on the kickoff return.
So Sternberger back out there at quarterback. Munoz to his right. Sternberger rolls to the right, wants to throw. He will go into the end zone, and it is, I believe, incomplete. The intended receiver was Caleb Dick. It was thrown a little bit behind him, and then Dick could not hold on to it. I think Colby Mackey, though, did have pretty good positioning back there defensively for the Bugs.
I really like that rollout play that Kingfisher calls quite a bit. They've used it pretty effectively tonight. And, of course, if you have a quarterback that's a threat to run the ball, the defense has to respect that. And then if, on those rollouts, sometimes you can get guys open that way.
So 2nd and 10 from the 13. 2 receivers to the far right, 1 to the near side is Denton Townsend. Here is a run play to that left side, another option play, and that time good job by the Goldbugs. Logan Nusser and Nate Hunt coming off the pile. Devin Dowdy as well. That just didn't get much at anything. In fact, it is a loss of a yard back to the 14-yard line. So good job defensively for the Bugs. We'll set up a 3rd down and 11.
Kingfisher's had a hard time running the ball. Only 3.6 yards per carry, 14 carries for 51 yards. But and they had a 22-yard run, so you take that out, and it's a lot better. But, that passing game's really hurt the Goldbugs.
Jackets are 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. Munoz out of the backfield will be on that right side. Here's Sternberger back to throw it. He's got some pressure up the middle. Now he'll stay on his feet, try to throw, and he's got a receiver open for the touchdown right near the left side. And I believe that was Harrison Evans who caught the touchdown pass.
It's just a case of a quarterback keeping a play alive with his legs. Goldbugs got pressure on him.
Yeah,
but he was able to escape the pressure and kept his eyes downfield and found the guy for the touchdown.
Yeah, it wasn't a matter of not getting some pressure and kind of being able to do that, but just he had enough presence of mind in Sternberger to find the open receiver. So it's now 34-0 pending the extra point. Delator on for the point after kick. Snap back, ball down, kick up on the way, and it is good. And so we'll take a timeout. 8 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the opening half as Kingfisher leads Alva 35-0. This is Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Back to school is here, and your friends at Bank Central would like to welcome back all area students and teachers. We at Bank Central wish you all a safe and prosperous year. Stop by any of our locations in Anthony, Harper, Cherokee, Enid, Woodward, and right here in Alva for all your banking needs. You can also call us for more information at 580-327-1122. Again, 327-1122. That's Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The last thing you needed this week was car trouble, and you're too busy to find a trustworthy shop. K&K Body Works in Alva is the first-class choice. K&K Body Works is here to help you when life takes a wrong turn. Just come in, drop off your car, and we'll take care of the rest. From the estimate process to working with your insurance, our technicians will work to have your car looking as good as new. Real experiences with real people, a business you can trust. That's K&K Body Works, proud supporters of the Northwestern Rangers and the Alva Goldbugs.
Welcome back to Ranger Field for Kingfisher, their 5th consecutive offensive touchdown. And again, all of them have come inside Alva's end of the field. So Goldbugs have been their own worst enemy in that regard. 3 straight turnovers. And this one, the drive only goes 13 yards, and it's 3 plays. So 3 plays, 13 yards. And it was Cade Stevenson, by the way, that caught that pass. It was an 11-yard touchdown pass. So it was Stevenson, not Harrison Evans. I apologize for that. Stevenson with his 2nd touchdown. Here is the deep kick from Delator. That will kick into the end zone and out of bounds. And, boy, at this point you'll take it for the Goldbugs because at least you're going to get the ball out on the 20-yard line. It'll be as good a field position as we've had, at least in a bit. Alva, here is the last starting field position for the Goldbugs. They've had it on their own 41-yard line, or their own 46-yard line, which was the best offensive possession of the night for the Goldbugs. Then the Bugs started on their own 6, their own 37, their own 23, and, of course, they fumbled on the last kickoff attempt. Now they'll start on their own 20.
And then you compare that to where Kingfisher's gotten the ball.
Yes.
I don't think they've had to start any possession on their side of the field yet.
The first one they started on their own 29. That's it. Yeah, that first drive, because you had a pretty good kickoff, and beyond that, every other drive, and of course that's 5 consecutive touchdowns, have all been inside Alva's into the field. So 8 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the opening half, 35-0 Kingfisher, as Alva will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. So same song, different verse, but as we say, this Alva offense trying to get something, if anything, going here in the late stages of the opening half. So the Bugs will have 3 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side, as Caden Slater takes the snap. The handoff, that's to Keaton Lewis, and he has stood up and went backward for at least a yard, I believe, loss. Harrison Evans in on the tackle for the Yellowjackets. Also in on the tackle was Slade Snodgrass, and that is going to be a loss of a yard. Well, officially they're going to call it no gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10. That 4-yard run from Caden Slater a couple of possessions ago is still the best offensive play in terms of yardage we've seen tonight from the Goldbugs. Alva will have Zane Tiger split to the near side. Gavin Perez, the far wide out to the far left side. Slot receiver is Corey Faulkner. Here's there was movement it looked like, but I don't think they drew the flag, although I thought there should have been. I think there was definitely confusion as Slater just keeps it, and he will pick up at least positive yardage of 2 yards, so it'll set up a 3rd and 8.
Part of the problem the Goldbugs are having in running the football, it's not that the offensive line is playing poorly.
No.
Kingfisher, they're just blitzing. I mean, they're blitzing just about on every play, and on the plays where they're not blitzing, they're still loading the box with the 8 and 9 guys. I mean, they're just daring the Goldbugs to beat them over the top.
Yeah. So 3rd down and 8. Alva's 0 of 3 on their 3rd down conversion. Slater with a straight drop back. Now flushes out to the left side, trying to throw on the run. He will throw it, I believe, short. That was a pretty good effort for Gavin Perez, trying to come back and catch it. But I don't think, he wasn't able to haul it in. And so that'll be another 3-and-out scenario. Well, a 3-and-out scenario this time for the Goldbugs. They are now 0 of 4 on 3rd down conversions.
Well, and once again, you're asking the quarterback to run for his life and throw on the run, and it's and again, it's a blitz by the Yellowjackets.
No, it is.
That
it's
they're
just
able
pressure,
to get through, right? And so it's not really, anything that the offensive line is doing as far as coming up short. I think really the offensive line has played fairly well.
I do.
But you can't ask 5 guys to block 7 in any circumstance.
No.
Somebody's going to get through.
Yeah. Well, Kingfisher at this point, I think they know Alva can't run the football, or certainly haven't been able to, so that's why they're pinning their ears back and coming right at him. As Houston's kick will actually wind up being as good a one as we've seen for a while. Actually, I think, was that Slater, not Houston? I think that was maybe Slater that just pooch kicked it there. And so it will be a kick that will roll right out to near midfield. And I think they're actually going to mark it down at the Kingfisher 49. So this will be the first time since the opening drive of the game in which Kingfisher actually has the ball on their own end of the field. In fact, they're actually going to put the football down at the 48-yard line in Kingfisher's end of the field. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Jacket 48, but right at midfield as Kingfisher leads Alva 35-0 with 6:15 to go in the half. Stevenson off to the right. Now the snap to Sternberger. The handoff to Stevenson. Cuts back to the 50. Cuts out 45-40. Down the left sideline 30. 25-20. 15. 10-5. Touchdown as Cade Stevenson was not touched. As it was a little flip, if you will, to him right up the middle, and then it was just a bounce out on that left side for Stevenson.
Yeah, and that time the Goldbugs tried to blitz and over pursued, and that's what happens when you blitz. If the offense calls a play, and sometimes the offense will just call that perfect play that counters that blitz so well, and that time they did, and boy, he was off to the races.
52-yard touchdown run for Cade Stevenson. That is his second touchdown, actually his second of the night, second straight for Cade Stevenson. Delator on for the extra point. It's a high snap, but the kick is up. And it's good. So Delator is perfect on his extra point kicks, and Kingfisher has tacked on another one. Timeout on the field, 6:01 to go. It's all Kingfisher, as one of the top teams year in and year out in 3A is having a heck of an opening half. They lead the Goldbugs 42-0. This is Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
The last thing you needed this week was car trouble, and you're too busy to find a trustworthy shop. K&K Body Works in Alva is the first-class choice. K&K Body Works is here to help you when life takes a wrong turn. Just come in, drop off your car, and we'll take care of the rest. From the estimate process to working with your insurance, our technicians will work to have your car looking as good as new. Real experiences with real people, a business you can trust. That's K&K Body Works, proud supporters of the Northwestern Rangers and the Alva Goldbugs.
Don't let the heat keep you off the street. Roll into the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire to let the qualified technicians handle your tire maintenance and oil change needs. Protect your engine with premium Cenex lubricants. For your oil changes, they offer tire repairs, alignments, rotations, tire balancing, and they also check for tire wear. Stop by 901 Stilling Street in Alva or call 580-327-0521 to schedule an appointment for Cenex lubricants. Dependability, powered locally.
Well, it was a one-play, 52-yard scoring drive for Kingfisher, 52-yard touchdown run for Cade Stevenson. Delator on to kick it away. It's a kind of a low kick. Gavin Perez able to take it. He bounces out to the 20, 25, good running room, 30, 35, 40 for Perez. He's up near the 45-yard line. Oh, what a great return from the senior Gavin Perez. And, boy, we talked about it. Get the ball in this kid's hands, and really fun things can happen. And just in terms of a football play, that's by far the best, football offensive type play that we've seen from the Goldbugs. And Alva will have the football spotted at the 44-yard line. Real quickly, Chris, give us some scores that we've been following.
Yeah, Enid up over Medill 6-0. They're still in the first quarter. Prague leading Luther 21-7 in the second. Pahuska leading Perry 18-0 in the second. Over at Cherokee, it's Laverne 6-0 over the Chiefs, and then it's 30-0. Winoka leading Wacomas.
It looks like flags as movement for the Goldbugs up along that front, and I think. We haven't seen for sure whether it's, I think it actually was Kingfisher that moved first, which then made the Goldbugs go. But it's encroachment, essentially. It's an offside, so that's a 5-yard penalty. And now the Goldbugs will have it 1st and 5, and they're at the 49-yard line, right near midfield.
Another bright spot. Very low penalties in the game tonight.
No, that is a bright spot for sure. Here's Slater with the snap, wants to throw. Tried a slant pattern, but he threw it behind. Yep, it's picked off. He threw it behind Perez. And it is picked off. And once again, I believe that was, that one's going to be Will Taylor. Yeah, the left outside linebacker. And so Will Taylor has picked off the third pass that Caden Slater has thrown in terms of an interception tonight. And, man, again, Alva was about to get to midfield, maybe get into, Kingfisher's into the field for one of the first times all night, and that interception just negates everything. And so now the Jackets will take over.
Is that 5 turnovers in the first half or 4?
4. Three interceptions and 1 fumble. Yeah, 3 picks and a fumble.
That's not going to win you ball games.
No, especially against a team obviously as good as Kingfisher. We told you, Alva, you have so little margin for error when you're playing a team of this caliber, and certainly Kingfisher's not going to let you off the hook very many times. So the Yellowjackets have it back. Jack Sternberger back under center. He'll turn and pitch it. That's going to be a cutback run to the 40. Bounces out 35-30, 25-20, cuts up 15 to the 10 near the 5-yard line. And what a big-time run that was. And that is Cade Cooper, who is a sophomore that got the carry. And he almost took it to the house. Eventually the Goldbugs tackled him, but not before he got to right at about the 6-yard line. So great run by Cade Cooper.
Yeah, so, the Goldbugs, they have that great kickoff return, then throw a pick, and then the next run goes for 40 or 50 yards.
Here's Cooper to the left side, now cuts upfield, gets to the 5, and he is drugged down. We'll see where they spot him. I think he's going to get to the 4, so it'll wind up being a 2-yard gain. Dominic Covert, the big senior coming off the pile, 6'3", 283-pounder. It will be a 2nd and goal from the 4. As the Jackets are trying to tack on another one here, leading the Goldbugs 42-0 with still 4:25 to go till halftime. Jack Sternberger will turn and hand it off to Cooper. He will go over the left side. Logan Nusser will cut him down shy of the goal line. I think the official spot will be at the 3. So that was just a gain of a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 3. And again, in terms of third down conversions, right now, the Jackets are 2 out of 4 on third down conversions. They've also gone for it on 4th down twice and got them both. So definitely 2-down territory for the Jackets here. Jack Sternberger with the shotgun snap. Hand off to Cooper over the right side. He's near the goal line, and did he cash in? I believe he did. Yep, so Cade Cooper, who really did all the heavy lifting. He had the big run on the opening run from the 45 down to the 6-yard line, and he carried every single snap of that drive. And Cade Cooper, the sophomore, is in for the touchdown. So that will be another touchdown for the Jackets. Their 6th straight offensive touchdown in which they've scored, or offensive possession in which they've scored a touchdown. Delator on to attempt the extra point. It was a 4-play 45-yard scoring drive. Here's the snap. Ball down, kick up on the way, and
hey, look at that.
He missed one. So Delator had been 5 for 5. He's now 5 for 6. And that will be no good on the extra point. However, Kingfisher continues to roll tonight against the Alva Goldbugs with 3:31 to go till halftime. Kingfisher 48, Goldbugs 0. We'll take a timeout and be back. Alva football brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Welcome back to Ranger Field in Alva as Kingfisher has scored on their 6th consecutive offensive possession. This one, in terms of yardage, is actually the second longest yardage in which they've gone to score a touchdown. Of course, the longest is the 52-yard touchdown run from Cade Stevenson. This will go 4 plays, 45 yards. Again, all of the yardage was carried by Cade Cooper, the sophomore running back. But again, field position and turnovers, and they've kind of gone hand in hand. 3 out of 4 possessions, Alva's turned the football over, and Kingfisher's cashed in on every single one of those. Here's Delatour's kick over the left side. Tiger has it, and he will be to the 20, 25, 30. Zane Tiger going to be pushed out of bounds near the 35, and we'll see where the official spot is. I think he might have gotten just outside. Well, we'll see. Haven't seen the official spottage. I do believe, though, that maybe that is Tiger over the far side of the field that's shaken up a little bit. And, yeah, I think Coach Sklar is going to go over to the far side of the football field to take a look. I believe that is Zane Tiger, who was pushed out of bounds right near the Kingfisher bench. We're going to take a timeout for the injury, and then we'll come back and see what's happening here as the Goldbugs. Again, they trail Kingfisher. 3:09 to go till halftime. This is Alva Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Don't be at risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
We support our community during the COVID-19 pandemic by practicing good social distancing. We want to remind our customers that all of your banking needs can be accomplished from your home, office, or even your car.
With our online or mobile banking options, we can meet your needs 24 hours a day. You can even open a new account online. For all the great services we offer, visit our website today.
This is Chris Thomas, President, Alva State Bank and Trust Company. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
School is here and Holder Drug has everything you need, whether you're a teacher or a student, to get ready for the new school year. We also have a number of new gift items coming in, so stop in and browse or check them out on our VIP Facebook page. Our fountain renovations have been completed and is currently under a soft opening with seating at every other table. Make sure to try out our new old drinks like a cherry limeade and ice cream soda. Don't forget about our lunch specials, the Jimmy Ray and Mary Nell. This all happens at Holder Drug, located on the downtown square in Alva.
Welcome back to Ranger Field here in Alva. It is indeed Zane Tiger who is being helped off the field as head coach Mike Sklar came over, took a long look. And Tiger was down for quite a while, and I do like at least the fact that he's, being able to walk over to the Goldbug side because he was, of course, knocked out of bounds on the Kingfisher side and limping, at least relatively severely, but on his own power at least. So that's some positive for the senior Zane Tiger. So Alva, again, is going to have pretty good field position, especially for them in terms of how this first half has gone. 1st and 10 on the Alva 34. But the Goldbugs, just have not been able to sustain anything offensively. And then, obviously, the 4 turnovers have been massive in Kingfisher dominating this first half. Jackets leading Alva 48-0.
Well, and even outside the turnovers, Goldbugs just haven't been able to get anything going. I mean,
right.
Negative 2 yards offense so far.
Here's the snap. The swing pass intended to that near side to Malone, and it's off his fingertips and incomplete. Malone also took a shot as he was hit almost immediately as the ball was getting there by Kyle Borelli, who is a sophomore.
that play didn't fool anybody. I mean,
No.
that Kingfisher just sniffed that out, and that's asking a lot of a freshman to kind of stand in there and catch that pass. But really, the fact that he didn't complete it turned out to be a net positive, because that would have been a 3 or 4 yard loss, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Goldbugs will have 3 receivers to the far side: Malone, Faulkner, and Drew Glass. Gavin Perez, the receiver, to the near side. Caden Slater in the shotgun. Malone going in motion. They're going to fake the hand up Malone. Slater up the middle. He's got big-time running room, and he is almost to first down yardage. Kingfisher, I also thought, almost was going to rip that ball out of his hands, but, boy, good job by Caden to hold on. And he will pick up a 9-yard gain and set up a 2nd down and 1. That was very nicely done for Caden Slater, the football at the 43-yard line.
Well, and he's got that ability.
He does, yeah.
He's kind of sneaky fast is what he is.
Yeah.
And, boy, he shot up through there really well.
So 2nd down and a yard. They'll have, again, Perez to the near side. Glass, Faulkner, and also there's a little swing pass caught by Gavin Perez, and he's got the first down. How about that? First down of the night offensively for the Goldbugs. A little right flat pass to Gavin Perez. We said had such a great junior year going before the injury, and that is his first reception of his senior season. And Alva now is in Kingfisher's into the field at the 49.
Well, you got something positive kind of working here. You just want to build on it now.
Absolutely. Play at a time here. Slater goes back to pass again to Perez. That's caught at the 45 as Gavin cradles that one in his arms. And that will be a 4-yard completion. Bring up a 2nd and 6.
And these are just little quick hitters,
Yeah.
just kind of, 3 yards and turn around, there's the ball, and just kind of dink and dunk your way down the field, but it works.
It does. Little timing pattern throws. Here's the snap back to Slater again. He's pressured, now wants to stay on his feet. He's got some room to run. The throw is almost picked off, but it's going to be knocked away. It was intended for Corey Faulkner. And it was at the last second jarred out of there by Kingfisher. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 now for Alva. They are in Kingfisher's into the field at the 45.
Once again, Kingfisher bringing the blitz right up the middle.
Yep.
Forcing Caden to kind of run for his life a little bit there and having to throw that ball on the run. Another situation where the Goldbug receiver had a step on the defensive back or the defender, but because the quarterback was under pressure, just not the best throw.
Here's the snap to Caden. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's up the middle inside the 40 to near the 39, which is where he needs to get to for the first down. And he is very, very close. And we'll see if he's close enough or if they have to measure.
I think that's first down.
It sure looks like he needed to get to the 39. That sure looks like about right where he is.
I'm calling it.
I'm good with that. It would be the 2nd straight, and it is. Good job by the Goldbugs. Their 2nd straight first down on this drive. It's also their first 3rd down conversion of the night. And the football will now be at the 39. So 1st and 10 as Alva making by far their best offensive drive so far this opening half.
Here comes another blitz.
Yep. Here's the snap to Slater. He'll fake it and keep it up the middle as he gets to the 35. He faked it to Nathan Hunt, who was running in motion from left to right, and then Slater just kept it right up the middle to the 35. So that's a 4-yard gain. Clock is rolling with 30 seconds to go, though, so Alva, not a whole lot of time left to get some plays off here. 22 seconds to go as Slater gets him ready. The snap back. He wants to throw, and that one is in and out of the intended receiver, Perez, right at about the 24-yard line. He was defended by Caleb Dick on that near sideline. But the clock will stop, and that's okay because it actually gives you, a chance to set up another play here with 15 seconds left in the half. So the ball at the 35. Alva looking for their first points of the 2020 season. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Slater back to throw. Now has to just kind of throw it away. It's caught by Perez, and Gavin is pushed out of bounds right near the 30-yard line. Another good reception by Perez, and actually pretty good job by Caden to fight around some pressure. So now it will be a 4th down and a yard. He came up 1 yard shy. So 4th and a yard at the 30. And obviously the Goldbugs will go with it here with 9 seconds to go. And Alva will call a timeout to talk about it. So we'll go ahead and take the timeout as well. So 9 seconds to go in the opening half. We're back after this. Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
First, we have to learn to see. Only then can we see to learn. 70% of learning is visual, so send your kids back to school with the confidence that they are seeing to learn. Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source, believes seeing well is essential to performing well in the classroom and the playing field. Be sure to schedule your children's appointment by calling Alva Vision Clinic at 580-327-2393. That's 327-2393. Alva Vision Clinic proudly supports all Ranger and Goldbug activities.
Back to school is here, and your friends at Bank Central would like to welcome back all area students and teachers. We at Bank Central wish you all a safe and prosperous year. Stop by any of our locations in Anthony, Harper, Cherokee, Enid, Woodward, and right here in Alva for all your banking needs. You can also call us for more information at 580-327-1122. Again, 327-1122. That's Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. 4th and a yard. Alva will go for it. They will hand it off, and it will be a first down run by Drew Glass. He needed to just pick up a yard. I'm pretty sure he got there, and then Alva will call another timeout. And that actually was a pretty good play because what it did is, well, I say that. He's certainly right at the first down. I don't know that they've said it's a first down yet, but
yeah, they called it now.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say it looked pretty clear that it was, but it took them a while to move the chain. So it is first down, and now with 5 seconds to go, Alva spins another timeout. We're going to keep it right here in this timeout with 5 seconds to go. Want to remind you, of course, our halftime show is coming up momentarily. We'll have a halftime guest. We'll get a chance to talk to Alva High Superintendent Tim Argo, who's had just a few things on his plate in the offseason and getting ready for this school year. But we'll talk to him coming up momentarily. Not only just about sports, but just obviously the process of getting Alva back in school and things like that. So in terms of how the game has gone, certainly it's not score-wise the way we'd love to see it right now, but it's a win for a lot of ways, I think, Chris, just being out on the field. And I know that's going to be probably a lot of what we're going to talk about through the rest of this game. It's still fun to see people in the stands and watching high school football on a Friday night. I know it's still it's certainly a treat for us to get to be a part of it again. So. Yeah,
there's no question about it, and I think it speaks to what especially high school sports brings to a community like Alva, as far as bringing the community together. And everyone just kind of gathering together to watch our kids play, whether it's the Ladybugs in basketball or our baseball or football teams. And it's just something that brings the community together.
So here we go. Could be the final play of the half. Slater gets the snap back. He's going to have to throw, and he won't get an opportunity. He's going to be sacked back at about the 39. He just had all kinds of pressure. He had T.J. Parker coming after him, Harrison Evans coming after him. And unfortunately, Slater could not get the ball off. That was, though, again, by far the best offensive drive for the Goldbugs, and hopefully certainly something that they can build towards as we head into halftime. You got to figure if you're Kingfisher, setting with the score being the way it is, they're going to get a lot of their kids involved here in the second half. So I still think there's a chance for Alva to kind of get some momentum as we head throughout the second half. Let's take a timeout, though. We have reached the midway point of the lid lifter of the 2020 football season. At halftime, the Alva Goldbugs trailing Kingfisher 48-0. We're back after this. This is Alva football. Sorry, I almost said basketball. I knew that was going to happen. Alva football brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Back to school is here, and your friends at Bank Central would like to welcome back all area students and teachers. We at Bank Central wish you all a safe and prosperous year. Stop by any of our locations in Anthony, Harper, Cherokee, Enid, Woodward, and right here in Alva for all your banking needs. You can also call us for more information at 580-327-1122. Again, 327-1122. That's Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The last last thing you needed this week was car trouble, and you're too busy to find a trustworthy shop. K&K Body Works in Alva is the first-class choice. K&K Body Works is here to help you when life takes a wrong turn. Just come in, drop off your car, and we'll take care of the rest. From the estimate process to working with your insurance, our technicians will work to have your car looking as good as new. Real experiences with real people, a business you can trust. That's K&K Body Works, proud supporters of the Northwestern Rangers and the Alva Goldbugs.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Don't let the heat keep you off the street. Roll into the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire to let the qualified technicians handle your tire maintenance and oil change needs. Protect your engine with premium Cenex lubricants. For your oil changes, they offer tire repairs, alignments, rotations, tire balancing, and they also check for tire wear. Stop by 901 Stilling Street in Alva or call 580-327-0521 to schedule an appointment for Cenex lubricants. Dependability, powered locally.
Welcome back to Ranger Field here in Alva as the Goldbugs trail at halftime to perennial state power Kingfisher 48-0. It's time for our halftime show. We'll have a scoring recap coming up in just a little bit. We'll check scores from around the area as well. But we're going to start things off with a very special halftime guest and very happy to have him be a part of our halftime show tonight. We're talking, of course, about Superintendent Tim Argo. Tim, how are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you, Craig?
I am good. We were talking a little bit off air. For me, it's been a long time. I know I've kind of run into you a little bit here and there, but I haven't, had a chance to see you a whole lot seemingly over the last several months with things going on and everything. But, from my standpoint, very nice to be out here on a football Friday night and getting a chance to see the Goldbugs compete, despite what the scoreboard might say, and it's certainly been tough. But it's very nice to be back kind of where we are tonight, at least even if it's for one night. We're here tonight, for sure.
That's absolutely right. It's great to see our kids get an opportunity to come out and compete and play, and just to be honest with you, just to watch our band kids have an opportunity to perform, our cheerleaders, our students to be together, our community to be together. We've missed this, and so, we had leaving in March, it seems like it's been a long time coming to finally come back together.
Long spring break, right?
And the spring break that never ends, the snow day that never ends. It's what I kind of affectionately feels like some days. It's every day we wonder if it's a snow day. And so, but it's great to be back and be back in school and be back around our kids. And they're getting these opportunities to be in these activities and compete.
So take me through just at least some of the, it obviously has been a massive process throughout the summer, in terms of the decision-making process, I guess, in getting us back in school. And everybody wanted to get us back in school, of course. But I know that you guys, as a superintendent, just the entire administration staff, would be school board, everybody had to have a lot of discussion on the plans, on what you would do, online learning, not on, all the things that had to kind of go into, the thought process of getting school back together. And you don't have to take me through every part of that, but I know that had to be extensive in terms of, because you want to do not only what's right for the community, but what's right for the kids, what's right for the teachers. And there's a lot of factors you guys had to consider when you got to kind of where we are back in school, really.
Absolutely. And anytime that, first of all, to make decisions like that, this is a great place to work. Yeah. And so first of all, you got to have a great board, and you got to have a board that's in tune with their community, that's in tune with kids, and that is in tune with their teachers. And so you got to have a great board, and that's where it starts. And then you got to have a great administrative team. And I'm fortunate enough to, we have two new administrators on our team this year, Corey Smith at Alva High School and Jenny Webster at Lincoln Elementary. Just great additions to an already really great team. And so then you got to have a great team, and then you got to have great teachers and great support staff. And so, all those folks play a huge role in those decisions and provide really great advice and great resource for me. And so, it's been every day is a new day. And, we come up with the plan, and those plans are great plans until you have to put it into work, and then you think, man, that's not such a great plan. And so then, we get an opportunity to go back and talk and meet.
You're learning on the fly a lot, not to break up, but I mean, it is a situation where, so many things happen fluidly. It's got to be very challenging.
Absolutely. And again, it is challenging, but when you got a great team, it makes things a lot easier. And I'm real fortunate. I certainly recognize that I got great people around me, and those great people make this a whole lot easier job.
No doubt about it. Of course, I have a wife that's a part of the faculty, so I know for a fact that the teachers and everybody are wanting to do the best job that they can do in what's just an unbelievable situation. If you think about what we all have grown up with, what all the norms have been, and it's all been kind of thrown out of the window with COVID-19 and things like that. But so I think the fact, though, that everybody is put forth the effort that they're putting forth to get to some normality, that's been fun to see. I mean, school is a huge undertaking, and I think that probably we always have recognized it as we're in the school business, but I think through this we understand that it is a huge undertaking, and it takes not only our teachers and our support staff and our administrative team, but then Alva's a great place to live, and Alva's a great place to work, and you have great young ladies, De Leon and Lexi Lauderdale, and they go out and get school supplies and get donations from great businesses and individuals in our community. And so we supply all the school supplies for our students. Fantastic. I mean, and that doesn't just happen everywhere. Yep. And so, it's so exciting to be back in school. And, we obviously tonight it's not thus far not been what we've wanted to see out on the football field, and that's disappointing. And I think our coaches and our kids would tell you that at this point they're pretty disappointed with where they're at. Sure.
But I think what we've always got to keep in mind is if there's one thing we learned through this entire pandemic and the ups and downs is that there's a long way to go, and you don't give up. And you stay resilient, and you go to the next day, and we're going to come out in the next half, and you take each day at a time, you take each play at a time, and you learn from it, and you get better. And so there's a long way to go, and I hope there's a lot more games that we get an opportunity to improve and build on what we're doing.
The other thing, too, I think that you learn from the situation we've all been in is not to take things for granted, right? I mean, I know that's easy to say, but when you have something essentially so many things really kind of snatched away from you, not taking things for granted. That's something that teachers, parents, kids, everybody's kind of, I think, feeling that.
Yeah,
too.
Great point, Craig. And that's exactly right. I mean, I don't think we all realized how special Friday night is.
Oh, man.
And
right?
I don't think we all realized, the first day of school, I went up to the high school and just kind of stood there and just listened and just visited with kids and did some fist bumps with some of those guys, right. and just you don't realize how much you miss kids. And so, man, it's just great to be back in school. And I say that over and over again. And it just really is. You get into this business probably not to have to do all the things that I have to do. And right. And you get into it for kids and teachers and support staff and your cafeteria workers and all those folks. And it's great to see everybody back in our buildings. Our people are what make our schools, and so it's great to have them back.
From your standpoint, of course we've been in school now for a couple of weeks, and kind of hit the ground running, if you will. But from your I know there's always ups and downs. We say every day's different, but how have you been? Pretty pleased in terms of how things have gone. The mask man, the things that you guys are doing to keep kids safe. But have you been pretty pleased with how things have gone?
Well, I tell you what, I couldn't be more pleased with how things are going. And I got to tell you that, man, our kids are what inspire us every day. Our kids are, our kids are great. And they're what make you get up in the morning. And our teachers are doing fantastic. And I just couldn't be more pleased with where we're at. I'm excited. Be honest with you, I got a lot of hope. I feel like that, we're going to have challenges. We're going to have some obstacles, but we're going to get through them. And we're going to have a great year. And we're going to be able to be together. And I think that's probably more than anything, what we want. And so I have a lot of hope. I don't know what's out there, and we don't know what'll happen each day, but I certainly have a lot of hope. I think we've been in now maybe 13 days.
Yeah.
I lose track.
I know, right?
I don't even know what day it is some days.
They all run together for sure. Yeah.
And it's been a great 13 days. And, I can't wait. Can't wait to get to Monday, to be honest with you, because it's Monday is going to be a great day too.
Absolutely. Real quickly, Tim, and then we'll let you go. We talk about being back in school and how fun that is, but like you mentioned, the activities, the getting to play on a football Friday night, the tiers here at Ranger Field with the cars in them, and and just the fact that people are being able to be a part of this. Those are things that bring you a lot of positives, I think, as you go through.
Absolutely. And our goal as an administrative staff, and I know our board is we want our kids to be in as many activities, and we want to have as many activities as we can. Last year didn't end the way that we wanted, and that was real tough to make some of those decisions. And so, we recognize that it is really important that our kids are able to have as many activities, and administrative staff, again, have done a fantastic job of communicating with other schools, stressing the importance of the hygiene and the hand washing and face coverings. And we're doing everything that we can do to stay in school. And that's what we try to tell people. Some of these things are really minor inconveniences for us to all be together.
I agree. And I think the fact that you're looking at it from that perspective, those are the ways you keep in school, I think, too. If you continue to be as diligent as you can in doing those type of things, whether anybody wants to do them or not, that's kind of the world we live in, and it's what you need to do to continue to keep going.
Yeah, right? You look out here, Craig, you get to sit up here and you look out here, and this is why you do it. This is to be in a community like this with families and parents and grandparents and kids, and it's Friday night. It makes it all worth it.
Well, Tim, I know it's a challenge. It'll continue to be so, but I appreciate all that you and your staff have done, because I know it's been, at times, I've even said this, it's almost an impossible challenge to some degree, not necessarily, just in terms of the things you have to do. It's tough. Everybody knows that, but I really think you guys have done a good job and are going to continue to do so. So I
appreciate that, Craig.
It's great to be back here, man.
It is.
Thank you very much for talking. I appreciate it. Our thanks to Goldbugs Superintendent Tim Argo for joining us on our halftime show. And, man, so thankful to be back here on a football Friday night. Let's take a time out. We'll come back and have a bit of a scoring recap and get you some scores from around the area as well. Again, at halftime, the Kingfisher Yellowjackets leading the Alva Goldbugs here at Ranger Field 48-0. This is Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Hi, it's Adam Jordan with Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
And welcome back to Ranger Field in Alva. The Goldbugs trailing at the break here on a football Friday night, 48-0. But again, as we talked about in the pregame, we knew this would be a challenge, and certainly this Kingfisher team is pretty much as good as advertised, and the Goldbugs are in a big hole. But as we said, another half to go, and I think, I'm going to get your thoughts as well, Chris, and we want to, the game, you want to finish it out and do the best you can, but I think it's going to be baby steps at this point, maybe in this second half, is just to see how much the Goldbugs can stay engaged. I think they're going to see some of different players for Kingfisher, hopefully some guys that are maybe a little bit more on the level with him, if that makes any sense. And you don't want your kids to completely to drop down. And I think that's probably, as much as anything, regardless of what the score is, that might have been as much as anything what the coaching staff's trying to get forward to those kids as they get ready for the second half.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing you want in the second half is you want something that you can point to and build on as you start thinking about Thomas in week 2.
Yes, I agree.
And so if you can get a touchdown, if you can get a couple of touchdowns and maybe hold them to one touchdown or, something like that. But, not that you're looking at moral victories. It's not that. You're just looking for something positive, because right now, you're being outgained 298-28.
Yeah.
And you got to have something that you can point to and say, okay, hey guys, let's keep doing that.
Yeah.
Here's what we can do, when we execute well and when everybody does their assignments well, because, right now, at halftime, gracious, you're down 48-0. That's a tough thing.
Yeah, it is. Well, and as we talked about, you mentioned the yardage gain and things like that, and what's very unfortunate is that a lot of it really, you have to say, was self-inflicted. The 3 turnovers through the interceptions, the 1 fumble, and then just the fact that Kingfisher, who's already a very good team, all of those touchdowns except for 1 came within the Goldbugs end of the field. So field position off of the turnovers is really what led to 5 of the 6 touchdowns. The other one was, of course, the 52-yard touchdown run from Cade Stevenson.
Yeah, that's true. But you keep when you turn the ball over, when you have special teams breakdowns, and you give a team like Kingfisher, the kind of field position you've really given them all night. You're just, I hate to put it in such blunt terms because I am trying to be more positive, but you're almost asking for it.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking the same thing.
The game plan for the Goldbugs in coming into this game was really pretty simple, and it was move the ball. You don't have to score on every possession, but move the ball, give your defense a chance
to
keep the clock rolling. Shorten the game by keeping the clock moving, and don't turn the ball over. Yeah. And really, just about everything you wanted to do in the first half, you didn't do. Yeah. You didn't want to have turnovers. You had 4 turnovers. You wanted to be able to have sustained drives where you could give your defense an opportunity to catch their breath a little bit in the kind of heat and humidity they're playing in. And you had 1 drive that was more than 4 plays, and that was the last one right before halftime. I think in the second half you just want to have some positive things happen that you can point to and say, okay, hey, this is what we can build on.
Absolutely. And so the Goldbugs, you might remember early, of course, they won the opening coin toss, so Alva deferred their option, which means the Bugs will have the ball to start the second half. They'll be moving from left to right across your radio dial. It'll be north to south here at Ranger Field. So Delator will be on to kick it away. Aaron Delator for the Kingfisher Yellowjackets. His leg has been pretty busy today with kickoffs and extra points and punts and no punts, but kickoffs and extra points for sure. Goldbugs will have Gavin Perez and Dalen Malone as the 2 back deep returners. That one goes through the initial hands of Malone. Perez picks it up 15-20, and he's in the grass, but still on his feet as he gets up to about the 25. I thought Kingfisher was going to get him at about the 21 or 22, but credit Gavin for keeping his feet moving, and he will pick up at least a yard or 2 beyond where they initially touched him, and looks like they're going to spot the football down at just outside the 23. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Goldbugs. Alva did have 2 first downs on that, actually 3 first downs on that last drive of the half, which ended with essentially that last play with about 5 seconds left when they had the ball on the Kingfisher 29. Those were the only first downs for the Goldbugs in that opening half that came on essentially that final drive. So let's see if Alva can maybe find a way to extend that little bit of momentum they had into the start of this second half. Alva goes 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far right, 5 wide receivers everywhere, and there was movement. And I believe that's probably going to be on the Goldbugs. It didn't look like everybody was completely set when Alva switched to that 5 wide receiver set. And it is a false start on the Goldbugs. So that wasn't necessarily what you wanted if you're the Goldbugs, is they'll have a 1st and 15.
Yeah, and really, frankly, that could have been called several times in the first half.
I thought so, too,
or at
yeah.
least they were really, really close.
I agree with you on that
Yeah.
one. So they'll stay with the 5 wide receiver set. It is a 1st and 15 from the 18. Snap back to Caden Slater. Trying to step up in the pocket, still on his feet. Now he'll throw down the middle. He's got a receiver. It's up and just incomplete.
No,
Did he catch that?
I think he caught it.
Oh, my goodness. That's the freshman Dalen Malone. How about that?
Yep.
I'll be honest. You had that one much more than me. I thought for the moment he was just kind of out of his reach. But no, the freshman Dalen Malone with his first high school reception for a huge Goldbug first down inside Kingfisher territory at the 49.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I was told about him was that he can just go up and get the ball. And we saw it there.
Oh, he
Gracious.
did. Yeah, it was the throw was a little bit high from Slater, and Malone just took care of it. Snap back to Slater again. He wants to throw. Now he wants to run as he breaks a couple of tackles, and he will get inside the 45 down to near the 44. It will be at the 44-yard line as Slater will pick up 5 yards on that carry, or 4 yards. Sorry, to bring up a 2nd and 6.
Slater now the leading rusher for the Goldbugs, 9 carries for 27 yards.
The ball is at the 44-yard line. 2nd down, and they're going to officially call it 2nd and 7, not 2nd and 6. So Goldbugs again with their second time in as many offensive snaps of the football inside Kingfisher territory. Here's the handoff over the left side, and that's going to pick up a yard, maybe 2 for the Goldbugs. That is Keaton Lewis on the carry. Sorry, Nathan Hunt, not Lewis. Nathan Hunt, the senior. It'll be a gain of a yard, or gain of 2 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Football at the 42-yard line. Goldbugs looking for their first points of the 2020 season. Split receivers near side, one to the far left. Slater in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Slater wants to throw, and it's high over the head of the intended receiver, Drew Glass. And that will bring up a 4th and 5. That 3rd down conversion, the Goldbugs were 2 of 6 on 3rd down conversions in the opening half, and they made back-to-back 3rd down conversions on that last drive. So they're now 2 of 7.
Well, and after not really blitzing really that whole drive, Kingfisher did bring the blitz on that. And they blitz right at the middle, and so, the pass gets rushed a little bit, and that's why it sails.
Oh, the high snap. It's going to be a pooch kick. It is Slater that just pooch kicks it. And let's see, it's going to go inside. Well, it hit at about the 19 and then bounced back, and it actually takes a Kingfisher bounce as it's going to be down right near the 25. So Alva plays a little bit of field position there. Rather than trying to go for it, they pooch kick it. And so Kingfisher will have their first possession of the second half, and they're actually going to run the clock. And I wondered if that might not be something they would do. Typically teams don't necessarily like to do the running clock, but when a game is this, in terms of score, a lot of times you'll see the clock continue to run even on change of possessions or incomplete pass. So I think, at least for right now, we're going to see that. 1st and 10 from the 25 for Kingfisher. So their first opportunity with the offensive snap here in the second half. Handoff over the right side. And that's up to the 30, up to the 35. And that's going to be a first down run for the Yellowjackets. That is Cade Stevenson. Jax Sternberger still out there. This Kingfisher, at least offensive starting unit, still mainly intact to start the second half. First down and 10. The football spotted at the 37. That was a gain of 12. Sternberger, who's had a big night, gets a snap, little inside flip to Jarrett Birdwell near side as he is going to get up past the 40 to the 45 and then driven out of bounds by the Goldbugs.
Malone again. Yeah, Malone on the freshman again. I tell you, I really like this Malone kid. He seems like he's pretty fundamentally sound in his tackling. I don't think he's missed a tackle tonight. And, we saw what he did on that last offensive drive where he had that great reception.
Well, Malone, I actually had a chance to see Dalen quite a bit last year in middle school, both as a football player and on the basketball court from time to time. And he's very much a good athlete, so we're going to expect some big things from him through over the next 4 years for sure. Here's a 2nd and 2. Pitch out to Stevenson on the far side. It's a sweep play. He's got the first down and more, 50, 45, 40. He's in the open field, 30, 25, 20. Makes a Goldbug miss at the 15, 10, 5 touchdown for Cade Stevenson. Oh, my goodness. He will go 55 yards for the rushing touchdown. He had a 52-yarder in the first half, and this one will go from 52 yards out as Kingfisher will go over 50 points on the night. So
yeah, you had a couple of Goldbugs there, and just took a bad angle on the running back, and he's just got too much speed. I mean, you can't take those kind of angles and expect that you're going to be able to catch him. You got to run to where he's going.
Delator back on to attempt the extra point. That was a 3-play, 75-yard scoring drive for the Jackets, by the way. Snap back, ball down, kicking away. No, he actually hit the left upright and then bounced back into the field. So that's the second straight extra point going back to the first half that Delator has missed. But another touchdown for Cade Stevenson as Kingfisher now leads the Goldbugs 54-0. We'll take a timeout with 6:06 to go in the third. This is Alva Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit GoPioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Don't be at risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
Here's the ensuing kickoff for the Yellowjackets. A bit of a pooch kick from Delator, and the Goldbugs will wind up having, I think, pretty good field position. I think that was Corey Faulkner. Yeah, it was Faulkner that kind of one of the up men that able to catch it. And they will actually spot the football, I think, at the 32-yard line, it looks like, or 31. It'll be the 31.
Well, Craig, I got some scores.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enid leads Medill 21-0 at halftime over at Luther. Prague leads the Lions 21-7. It's Pawhuska over Perry 26-0 in the second quarter. It's Cherokee over Laverne 20-6, and Winoka's just rolling Wacomas 38-0.
Boy, good job by the Rails again as Slater tries to throw down the middle to Gavin Perez, who comes up a little bit limpy, and boy, that's not something you want to see if you're the Goldbugs. That is incomplete. And Gavin kind of coming to the near side of the field pretty gingerly. Clock will continue to roll, as we said. I'm sure that's something that usually both coaches will talk about that in a game like this. And so Alva will keep the clock running here. About 4:30 to go here in the third. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 31. Slater with the straight drop back, wants to throw over the middle. It's Malone again, and a little bit behind him, and that time Dalen couldn't haul it in. But gave a pretty good effort, but just couldn't quite bring it in. The defender on the play was Isaiah Medlin.
Just trying to catch him on a seam route there, just kind of right up the middle. But, the linebacker there made a great play on the ball.
So it'll be 3rd and 10. Again, they stay with the 5 wide receiver set. Slater wants to throw. Throws it up top for grabs to Drew Glass. It's tipped and then incomplete. Glass almost caught it on the tip, but Cade Kovalt was the guy that initially tipped it. The ball then kind of popped up, and then Drew kind of got the one hand on it but couldn't haul it in. And it'll be a 3-and-out scenario for the Goldbugs as they will punt. As it's now 4th and 10 from the 31. Alva now 2 out of 8 on their third down conversions on the night. So Slater, again, is back to try to kick it away. There was movement up front, but I don't think they're going to throw the flag here. It's a fair catch called for at about the 39-yard line, and it was Judd Birdwell who's the one that made the fair catch signal and caught it. So 1st and 10 for Kingfisher. They will start with just over 3 minutes to go here in the third, and the football will be spotted at the Kingfisher 39-yard lines. 54-0 for Kingfisher. They have scored on 7 of their last 8 times they've touched the football. As they did, keep in mind, if you go back to the start of the football game, Alva defense had a great start defensively, in which Kingfisher picked up a couple of first downs, but then Alva's defense stiffened, and then really since then it's been, as we mentioned, the turnovers and the bad field position, and Kingfisher took all kinds of advantage to it. Here's a handoff to the near side. Gets up past the 41-yard line, and that is now a new running back in Isaiah Medellin, who's a sophomore. I would really be totally shocked if you see a whole lot of those big guys like Stevenson coming back in the rest of the way here, with it being 54-0. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 on a 4-yard gain. Football at the 43-yard line. It's Cade Kovalt, who is also the new quarterback. He is a freshman for Kingfisher. Hand up the left side, and then kind of cuts up to the middle of the field. And that goes just outside the 45 to about the 46. That run is Medellin again that makes the carry. Isaiah Medellin, the sophomore. He'll come up 2 yards short, so it'll be a 3rd and 2. Football at the 47-yard line. Kingfisher was 3 out of 5 from 3rd down conversions in the opening half. They have not attempted one yet here in the second half. There's a little pitch to that right side, and nothing doing as Medellin cannot get back to the original line of scrimmage. Boy, Alva had great pursuit, kind of stuffed that big time. We saw Colvert. We saw Perez, who had come back in there, get in on the stop. You saw Christopher Carpenter as well. And this, I believe, will be only the 2nd time tonight that Kingfisher will punt the football, as we'll have Nathan Hunt back deep to return the punt for the Goldbugs. There's only 30 seconds to go here in the third. With the clock rolling, that has made this third quarter go very, very fast. So Alva defense gets only their 2nd stop of the game, and that punt, a very shallow punt. It will be down at about the 38-yard line, and the Goldbugs will take over. Now they do stop the clock on change of possession, of course. So it will be Alva football with 14 seconds to go in the third. This will almost certainly be the final play of the third, as they do spot the football on the Alva 39. So Caden Slater brings the Goldbugs back out there. Perez, who we mentioned had been shaken up a little bit, back out there on the offensive side of things. And Alva goes with a 4 wide receiver set, 2 each, split left and right. Here's the handoff, and that is to, that's the fake to Hunt, as Slater wants to keep it. Pretty good job by Caden to get maybe only a yard. Kingfisher had him in the backfield, which would have been a loss, but Slater able to keep his feet, and he'll pick up a yard gain, and that's or 2 yards gain, and that's the final play of quarter number 3. So it'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Goldbugs, with the ball at their own 41-yard line when we come back to start the fourth quarter. Goldbugs trailing Kingfisher after 3 quarters tonight here at Ranger Field, as the Yellowjackets lead Alva 54-0. This is Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Don't be at risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
We support our community during the COVID-19 pandemic by practicing good social distancing. We want to remind our customers that all of your banking needs can be accomplished from your home, office, or even your car.
With our online or mobile banking options, we can meet your needs 24 hours a day. You can even open a new account online. For all the great services we offer, visit our website today.
This is Chris Thomas, President, Alva State Bank and Trust Company. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Ranger Field here in Alva. Craig Kilman, Chris Ruwalt, your crew at Ranger Field as the Goldbugs opening up the 2020 football season on a week 0. Here's a snap back to Caden Slater on a 2nd down and 8, and Slater is going to be hauled down for a sack back to the 35. He couldn't get out of the grasp of the defender, and I believe that was Diego Munoz. Yeah, it was Munoz, who is a freshman, that able to get in and grab Slater for a loss back to just outside the 35. It'll be a 3rd down and 13 will be the official yards to go here for the Goldbugs.
There again, Kingfisher's playing really aggressively, but that's the way they play. A lot of blitzing right up the middle.
Goldbugs stay with the 5 wide receiver set. 3rd and 13. Snap back to Slater. Now wants to step up. Now is kind of running for his life. He'll throw a nice little pass. That's caught by Drew Glass in the flat down the left sideline. He is out past the 45-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds.
I think Slater actually threw that with his left hand.
Yeah, he just kind of a shot put with his left hand, but it worked as the Goldbugs, it'll still be a 4th down, but actually it's only going to be a 4th down and 3 is on the so it's going to be a 3rd down and 4th down and 4 is what it'll be. Yeah, 4th down and 4 as the football is at the 45-yard line. Clock rolling with
once again, Craig, I'm sorry to cut you off. About 11 minutes left in the 4th. But once again, Kingfisher, that time they blitz off the edge. I mean, they're blitzing just about every play.
Yeah. Here is the snap back to Slater. Wants to throw up over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go again to the freshman Dalen Malone, and that time Malone could not come up with it. So Alva will turn the ball over on the 4th down incompletion. And so with 10:30 to go in the ball game, and this time they'll keep the clock rolling even with the change of possession. Kingfisher will take over at the Goldbug 45-yard line. Goldbugs next week will be on the road at Thomas. They'll have back-to-back road games with the Goldbugs. They'll be at Thomas, and then they'll be at Eubank Field in Fairview for their traditional rival game with Fairview. Then, because of this being week 0, Alva will have a bye week in what would traditionally be week 3. For Alva, it'll be week 4. They'll have a bye week. And then, of course, the Goldbugs will have their first district game of the season against Newkirk. And that game will be scheduled for September 25th, and that will be a home game. So that will be the next home game for Alva after tonight. There'll be 3 weeks essentially without a home game. Here is the snap, the handoff, the running back over the left side, that's going to be Dalen Barton, who will make the carry. He is a freshman for Kingfisher. Barton will take it for just a couple yards, and he'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. And the football is at the 43-yard line in Alva territory. Just over 9.5 minutes to go in this one as the 2020 football season is underway here at Ranger Field. And here's the snap. This time it's another handoff, and Big Dominic Covert able to hold on to the running back and kind of even pulling backwards for a yard or two. I think he'll get forward progress, though, up to the 42-yard line, it looks like. So that's a gain of just a yard. It's Barton again, and so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 here for Kingfisher.
Yeah, Covert there kind of coming from behind there on him and just grabbed his jersey and just wouldn't let go.
No, he said, "You're not going anywhere, my friend." And so 3rd down, and we'll call it a short 7 for Kingfisher with 8:45 to go in the football game. Again, Cade Koval, the new quarterback, took over for Jax Sternberger, who had obviously a huge night tonight for the Jackets. Now we get flags coming down, and that's a delay of game that will be called on Kingfisher. Again, both sides, I know we mentioned it, I thought, in the first half, but both sides have done a pretty good job tonight in terms of not very many penalties.
Yeah, only 6 penalties for the game total. 4 on Kingfisher, only 2 on the Goldbugs. So, if you're looking for a positive, that's a positive.
It sure is. So it's now 3rd and 11 with that delay of game penalty. Koval wants to keep it, and he is going to go backwards for a big-time loss all the way back inside Kingfisher's into the field past midfield. Nathan Hunt able to get there initially and string the play out, and boy, that was just a good job. Yeah,
Silas Graves, number 45.
Absolutely.
Nice job on the pursuit there.
So that made it a huge loss on the play, and so that's going to bring up now a 4th down as Kingfisher now 3 out of 6. All right, sorry, 3 out of 7 on 3rd down conversions. It's 4th and 19 with that sack. The football actually went all the way back to Kingfisher's 46. So only the 3rd punt of the night now for Kingfisher with just over 7 minutes to go in this one. As Gavin Perez back inside his 20 at about the 17 to try to pick up this punt. It's punted, very nicely to the near side of that football field and then rolls out of bounds near the 15. That was a very good punt from Cade Stevenson. So Stevenson not only is very good offensively and defensively, he's a pretty darn good punter with that one.
Yeah, he's just a good football player all around.
Very, very true. Not a whole lot that he hasn't done well tonight. 6:56 to go in the ball game as Alva takes over the official spot just inside the 15 at the 14 is where they're going to put it down. So Caden Slater will lead the troops back out in this one, as the Goldbugs will have 2 receivers to the near side. They'll have 2 receivers split to the far side as well. So another 4 wide receiver spread formation for the Bugs. The snap to Slater. Nathan Hunt with the carry over the right side. Picks it up past the 15 to about the 16 or 17. I think they do give Hunt progress to the 17. So a gain of 3 yards brings up a 2nd and 7. The football right at about the 17-yard line. 2nd and 7 for Alva, same formation. The snap to Slater. Again, it's Hunt. This time he cuts upfield and then breaks back left. And he'll take it to near the 20. I think they officially stopped Hunt at the 20-yard line, which will be a 3-yard gain. So a 3rd and 4 coming up. Alva.
Yeah, I think we're kind of at that portion of the game where we're just, you're not conceding, but you're just kind of running the same play.
Yeah, I agree. Keeping things on the ground for sure. 2 of 9 on 3rd down conversions on the Bugs. There's a nice little kind of flip pass on the left sideline to Corey Faulkner. He makes the catch and has the 1st down up to about the 29-yard line. Yeah, that was big Corey Faulkner who will make the reception, the 6'3", 211-pound senior. So Alva picks up a 3rd down, their 3rd down conversion of the night, as they are now 3 of 10. The football at the 29-yard line now. Slater back to pass. Wants to air it out. He's got Perez wide open, and he has the catch. 40, 35, 30, and he hobbled. Oh,
yeah,
man, goodness.
I think that's a hamstring.
It's a hamstring. He hobbled. Otherwise, he would have gone the distance, hobbled out of bounds near the 30. Oh, my goodness. Gavin was wide open. I hope it's just a cramp scenario, but you're right.
It could be a cramp, yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm hoping, but you're right. In a lot of times when you see something like that, it could be a hamstring seizing up, but hopefully it's maybe just a cramp. But great throw by Slater, and certainly a great catch for Gavin. And the Goldbugs have a first down inside Kingfisher territory as they're spotted down at the 23-yard line. By far the biggest offensive play of the night that we've seen for the Goldbugs.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have called hamstring immediately, but a lot of times when you see that, especially with guys that are fast, with guys that are more sprinter types, you know, they can you know, they get loose on something like that, and you see them kind of hobble up like that. A lot of times it's a hamstring issue. I didn't see him reach for his hamstring, so it might have been a cramp on a night like this. Sure,
we won't speculate, but that's definitely what we're hoping for. And they will call an injury timeout as the Goldbugs will go over and take a look at Gavin Perez, and we'll take a break as well. 4:52 to go in the ball game. Goldbugs trailing Kingfisher 54-0. This is Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
We support our community during the COVID-19 pandemic by practicing good social distancing. We want to remind our customers that all of your banking needs can be accomplished from your home, office, or even your car.
With our online or mobile banking options, we can meet your needs 24 hours a day. You can even open a new account online. For all the great services we offer, visit our website today.
This is Chris Thomas, President, Alva State Bank and Trust Company. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
School is here and Holder Jug has everything you need, whether you're a teacher or a student, to get ready for the new school year. We also have a number of new gift items coming in, so stop in and browse or check them out on our VIP Facebook page. Our fountain renovations have been completed and is currently under a soft opening with seating at every other table. Make sure to try out our new old drinks like a cherry limeade and ice cream soda. Don't forget about our lunch specials, the Jimmy Ray and Mary Nell. This all happens at Holder Jug, located on the downtown square in Alva.
Welcome back to Ranger Field as Gavin Perez helped over to the Goldbug sideline. One of the assistants, Goldbug's assistant Derek Thomas, looking at him. And, definitely, again, hoping that's a cramping scenario for Gavin. Here's the snap back to Caden Slater. Gets around a couple of pressure, stays alive, wants to throw it up for grabs. It's caught right near the goal line and not going to get in, but that is Drew Glass that almost had a touchdown reception. And they're going to tackle Drew down at the 1, it looks like. That was a pretty good job of Caden just to kind of stay on his feet, because he did have some pressure and had some good feet in the pocket, and then Glass made a very good catch as well.
Yeah, and he didn't give up on the play. The receivers didn't give up on the play. Caden kept his eyes downfield waiting for somebody to get open, and he finally found Glass. Really nice job by Caden Slater to keep the play alive and hit the big play.
A 22-yard reception as Alva has it on the 1-yard line. Goldbugs trying to get into the end zone. The snap. And there was movement, I believe, up front before the snap happened. It was Keaton Lewis that was going to take the football. But
I think that's going to be an offsides on the defense.
That's what I sure thought it was as well. Yeah, it is. So essentially not going to move forward too much, as it's still going to be first and goal at the 1. As Alva looks to get on the scoreboard for the first time in the 2020 season. Keaton Lewis is to the left of Slater. Two receivers bunched to the near side, one to the right. Here's the handoff to Lewis, and he is not going to get there. He tried to go over the right side, and, boy, Kingfisher was ready. Lewis, no gain on the play. So it'll bring up a second down and goal from the 1 still. Well, actually, they said he lost a yard, so second and goal from the 2. So the Bugs, with just under 4 minutes to go in this one, trying to get on the board. Lewis now set up to the right of Slater. Looking across that Kingfisher front. Slater wants to keep it over the right side. Did he get there? He was trying to push the football across the end zone, and
think
He
he
did
might
not
have picked
do
up
that.
the yard. Yeah, he picked up the yard that
He
was
did.
lost.
Yeah, you're right. So I thought for a minute he was going to try to, get just across the goal line, but he didn't quite get there. So he did gain a yard, as Chris told you. So 3rd and a yard, 3rd and goal again from the 1-yard line upcoming. As the clock goes just over 3 minutes to go in the game. Lewis now will be set up to the left of Slater in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. In motion right to left is Malone. They hand it off to the freshman. He will cut up inside, and I think he got over. He did. Dalen Malone with his first career touchdown on the varsity level. He started on that right side as a receiver, came in motion right to left, and just a quick handoff on the end play, if you will, end around.
Well, you were looking for something positive,
yes,
and you certainly got it on that drive. Really nice, obviously a huge pass play to Gavin Perez. Nice job from Caden Slater, keep the ball alive. Another nice big play to Drew Glass down there on the goal line, and really nice run there by Jalen Monroe.
So a touchdown for the Goldbugs as Malone scores.
Jalen Malone, excuse me.
Exactly. Goldbugs will go for 2 as Slater will stay in the shotgun with Lewis still to his left. Caden wants to throw for it, tries to go into the end zone for Corey Faulkner, and it's just in and out of his fingertips as the conversion fails. But it is a touchdown still for the Goldbugs, and what turns out to be obviously a very good drive, as Alva started that drive on their own 14-yard line, and they're going to wind up going 86 yards to pay dirt for the drive. We'll take a timeout. 2:49 to go in the ball game. Kingfisher leading Alva 54-6. Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
School is here and Holder Jug has everything you need, whether you're a teacher or a student, to get ready for the new school year. We also have a number of new gift items coming in, so stop in and browse or check them out on our VIP Facebook page. Our fountain renovations have been completed and is currently under a soft opening with seating at every other table. Make sure to try out our new old drinks like a cherry limeade and ice cream soda. Don't forget about our lunch specials, the Jimmy Ray and Mary Nell. This all happens at Holder Jug, located on the downtown square in Alva.
Whether you're purchasing a new home, renovating your existing home, or using the equity in your home for other needs, the home loan products at Community Bank has you covered. Stop by 1729 College Boulevard right here in Alva or call 580-327-5500 today to visit with one of their home loan experts and let them help you get started with your home needs today. Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Ranger Field in Alva. Craig Kilman alongside my partner Chris Ruwalt. Your crew tonight here on Classic Hits 105.7 as the Alva Goldbugs have gone to pay dirt on an 8-play, 86-yard scoring drive, their first of the night. As the Goldbugs will now kick off after a score for the first time. Samuel Houston's kick will be taken at the 15 to the 20. 25, ball popped out at the end, but then picked up, but I don't think you can advance a fumble like that. So it will be at the 26-yard line is where Kingfisher will take over. It was Louis Torres who had the return for Kingfisher. So 1st and 10 from the 26 for the Yellowjackets with 2:20 to go in the football game as the clock now rolls. And so the Goldbugs will just about put this one in the books and get ready for week 2 next week when they'll be on the road at Thomas. That is an opponent Alva has played regularly for the last several years. Had a heck of a game at Thomas a year ago, and so we'll see if the Goldbugs can regroup next week. And certainly Thomas, although they're always very good, they're typically not necessarily on the same level as a Kingfisher. So Koval is back out there at quarterback. It's a little stretch play over the left side, and there's a flag down. And that one, I believe, is going to go movement against Kingfisher. They do stop the clock with 1:58 to go. That was, and it was movement against the Yellowjackets. False start, however you want to call it. I told you I'm rusty. So the football will go back to the spot at 22-yard line. And there'll still be a minute 58 to go in the football game as they wind the clock and get it started. 54-6. Kingfisher now will go to 5-0 on games against Alva, at least going back as far as to the 2000 football season. This is the fifth meeting between the two teams since 2000. Kovault, the snap is low. He picks it up, now goes to the left side. He's to the 20, gets right back to near the 25-yard line, almost back to the original line of scrimmage, which was at the 26, and that's exactly where he got to before he was pushed out of bounds. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 now from the 26.
Cole Wiersig over there, nice tackle.
Yeah, Wiersig, another one of those seniors that we talked about in our open. So it is 2nd down. They actually said he didn't get to the 26, so he got to the 25. So that makes it a 2nd down and 11 for whatever that's worth at this point. It doesn't mean a whole lot. But Kingfisher obviously very deliberate. They may play, I think they will have to snap it one more time, and then this one will pretty much be in the books. As Kovault will have two receivers in the backfield, one of them the H-back. 28 seconds to go. Here's the snap. Kovault will keep it. He will be drugged down for a loss on the play. And that was Devin Dowdy. Good job by the senior to get in the backfield and wrap him up down for a loss back to the 17. 3rd down and 12, and that will be the final play of the football game as Kingfisher will not snap it again. So game number 1 of the 2020 season is in the books, and obviously all Kingfisher tonight, but win, lose, or draw, boy, how nice was it to see the Goldbugs back on the football field. They have a lot of work to do, to be sure, but now they'll get ready to work and head to Thomas next week for game number 2 of the season. 54-6 is your final score tonight as Alva falls to 0-1 on the campaign. We will take a timeout. Chris and I will be back for our post-game show. Keep in mind, we do have our K&K Bodyworks Northwest Electric defensive and offensive players of the game we will be passing out in our post-game show. This is our coverage of Alva Goldbug football, brought to you tonight by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
First, we have to learn to see. Only then can we see to learn. 70% of learning is visual, so send your kids back to school with the confidence that they are seeing to learn. Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source, believes seeing well is essential to performing well in the classroom and the playing field. Be sure to schedule your children's appointment by calling Alva Vision Clinic at 580-327-2393. That's 327-2393. Alva Vision Clinic proudly supports all Ranger and Goldbug activities.
Back to school is here, and your friends at Bank Central would like to welcome back all area students and teachers. We at Bank Central wish you all a safe and prosperous year. Stop by any of our locations in Anthony, Harper, Cherokee, Enid, Woodward, and right here in Alva for all your banking needs. You can also call us for more information at 580-327-1122. Again, 327-1122. That's Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The last thing you needed this week was car trouble, and you're too busy to find a trustworthy shop. K&K Body Works in Alva is the first-class choice. K&K Body Works is here to help you when life takes a wrong turn. Just come in, drop off your car, and we'll take care of the rest. From the estimate process to working with your insurance, our technicians will work to have your car looking as good as new. Real experiences with real people, a business you can trust. That's K&K Body Works, proud supporters of the Northwestern Rangers and the Alva Goldbugs.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Welcome back to Ranger Field, our post-game show tonight here on Classic Hits 105.7. Anybody that had a chance to be a part of tonight, again, from an Alva perspective, not the score that you were hoping for, but we were certainly happy to be back on the radio covering Goldbug sports, and could not have been, honestly, just couldn't have been happier being back in the booth and being able to be a part of this. I know we had, at least some people that looked, that watched our video feed on YouTube. That is something that we're going to be doing throughout the year, so hopefully that's something that people will utilize from here on out as well. So either way, it was definitely good to be back on the radio for Goldbug football, even though, as we mentioned, the final score will not indicate that tonight. The Goldbugs do fall to the Jackets, 54-6, your final. All Kingfisher in the first half. As we mentioned, Goldbugs had a great defensive possession to start the game, as they actually forced a punt for Kingfisher after the Jackets did pick up 2 first downs on the initial drive, but the Goldbug defense held and actually had pretty good – Goldbugs had pretty good field position to start their opening possession as they took over on their own 46-yard line, but Alva would go essentially 3 and out on that drive, give the ball back to Kingfisher on what was a not very good field position in terms of the punt. Kingfisher took over on the Alva 41. It took them 5 plays to score. It was a big night, especially in that opening half, for the sophomore quarterback, Jax Sternberger. He scored on a 1-yard rushing touchdown. On the next drive, Sternberger scored on a 14-yard rushing touchdown. And then Sternberger would throw back-to-back touchdown passes, as he would throw one to Tate Taylor for what was a 41-yard touchdown pass. That made it 21-0 with 2:43 to go in the opening quarter. Sternberger would then throw another touchdown pass. This one was with about 9.5 to go in the second quarter. That one would be an 11-yard touchdown pass from Sternberger to Cade Stevenson. That made it 28-0. And again, all of these scores in the opening half came because of great field position, but also essentially came because turnovers were a big factor. The Goldbugs threw 3 interceptions and had 1 fumble in essentially a 4-possession stretch, and Kingfisher scored on every one of those. And by the time those happened, the final one, which was an interception, happened with that next touchdown. It made it 48-0. So that really was the first half. Cade Stevenson would also score a 52-yard rushing touchdown to make it 42-0, and then it would be the final touchdown of the opening half anyway, would be Cade Cooper, who would score on, after having a big run on his opening carry of that drive. Cooper would score on a 3-yard touchdown, and it would be 48-0 at the half. Kingfisher with 1 score in the third quarter. It was Cade Stevenson. The Kingfisher offense only came out for that first offensive possession of the third quarter, and it would be Stevenson that would score on a 55-yard rushing touchdown. Then their starters, especially offensively, would be done after that. And, of course, the Goldbugs would finally get their only touchdown of the night late in the fourth with about 2.5 to go, essentially. The Goldbugs would score on an 8-play, 86-yard drive, and it would be the freshman, Dalen Malone, that would score on a 1-yard touchdown on 3rd and goal from the 1. Goldbugs went for 2, missed it, but final score tonight, 54-6. Let's take another quick timeout. Chris and I will come back, give you some final stats, a couple of scores. Then we'll give you our players of the game, and then we'll put a capper on the lid lifter of the 2020 season. All that coming up after this timeout. This is Alva Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank, here on Classic Hits 105.7.
Don't let the heat keep you off the street. Roll into the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire to let the qualified technicians handle your tire maintenance and oil change needs. Protect your engine with premium Cenex lubricants. For your oil changes, they offer tire repairs, alignments, rotations, tire balancing, and they also check for tire wear. Stop by 901 Stilling Street in Alva or call 580-327-0521 to schedule an appointment for Cenex lubricants. Dependability, powered locally.
Hi, it's Adam Jordan with Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit GoPioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Don't be a risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. This will be our final break of the post-game show as the Goldbugs fall to Kingfisher here at Ranger Field, 54-6 your final. Some final thoughts, though. Statistically, Chris, I know it wasn't a great statistical night for the Goldbugs. Alva did have that eight-play, 86-yard drive that they scored their touchdown on late, which kind of helped a little bit from a stats perspective, but again, it was certainly the stat night dominated in most categories by the Yellowjackets tonight.
How many yards did you say that drive was?
86. 86 is what I had anyways. Okay. Yards.
Well, the Goldbugs finished with 160 yards of total offense.
There you go.
And so more than half of them came on your last drive of the night, and that pretty much tells you whatever it is that you need to know. Outgained 365 to 160. Kingfisher really offensively did pretty much whatever they wanted to do. They didn't throw the ball a lot, but they were efficient. They were 10 out of 15, 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. At times the Goldbugs did a pretty good job against their rush.
I think so.
But Kingfisher, really on the strength of 3 or 4 big plays, still finishes with 30 carries for 229 yards, 7.6 yards per carry, and 5 touchdowns on the ground. Individually for the Goldbugs, Caden Slater, 9 out of 23 for 137 yards. And on the ground, let's see, Caden was the leading ground gainer, 11 carries for 30 yards. Receiving, Gavin Perez, 4 catches for 65 yards. Drew Glass, 2 for 31. Corey Faulkner, 1 for 9. And then the freshman, Dalen Malone, 1 for 35.
So that's a statistical look at that. And really, the other statistic that we talked about, especially as this game got going, was, 2 things. Field position and then the turnover battle, and Alva lost both of those, obviously big in the first half. They turned it over 4 times. And Kingfisher, of their 6 first-half touchdowns, all but one of them came within Alva's end of the field, so there's the field position scenario.
Yeah, it really everything that we thought had to happen for the Goldbugs to have a chance didn't happen.
Right, yeah.
You couldn't turn the ball over. We turned the ball over. You had to have sustained drives in the first half and try to hopefully wear down Kingfisher. That didn't happen. You had to have some big special teams plays. You never really got those. I mean, you were okay on kickoff returns.
Yeah, I think,
but you didn't have the big one, right? And so, certainly a tough night, but I'm glad to see that on their last drive they were able to put together a really nice drive, march down the field, hit some big plays. I know that's against Kingfisher's second and third teams, but that's irrelevant right now, because you needed something positive to happen, and you got something. I mean, it's 6-6. After the halftime score, they got a touchdown, we got a touchdown. So again, you got some things you can build on, I think. But there's an awful lot, especially on the offensive end, that needs to be worked out.
No question about that. Let's give our listeners some final scores that we had been kind of tracking on the night.
Yep, be glad to. Over Medill, the Plainsmen of Enid lead Medill 35-0 in the third quarter. Over in Luther, of course, Luther will be a district game for us. They are trailing Prague in the fourth quarter, 27-14. Another district opponent for us, Perry, trails at home to Pawhuska, a really improved Pawhuska team. I mean, think about how far that program's come
they've come
in
upwards.
2 years.
Yeah, big time.
Pawhuska rolling Perry 58-7. And then our neighbors to the east, Cherokee, leading Laverne 28-20. And our neighbors to the west, Winoka over Wacomas at Wacomas by a final score of 38-8.
There you go, and we'll continue to kind of cover those teams throughout the area as well as we go through. Couple of final things, and then we'll put a cap on this one, Chris. Tonight we're going to give out our players of the game. Of course, those, as always, sponsored by K&K Bodyworks and Northwest Electric. We'll start offensively, and it was obviously, as we know, a very tough night offensively for the Goldbugs, but not just for some of the yardage that we saw him get, but I think also when you throw in some of the special teams yardage as well. At least for me, offensive player of the game tonight, and I think you agree with this, is going to be Gavin Perez, the senior, who's a guy that Alva's going to lean heavily on this year. Perez had over 60 yards receiving, had some really nice returns as well. So we're going to go with Gavin for our player of the game offensively.
Yeah, Gavin, 4 catches for 65 yards, including the big one that kind of helped really set up the score. But also, the kickoff returns, wasn't too bad.
No.
He had 4 kickoff returns for 75 yards. So really as far as if you look at the yards from scrimmage statistic, well, you wouldn't count kickoff returns with that, would you? But
it would be total yards.
Right, yeah. If you look at total yards, pretty salty night. I think that they've got to figure out a way to get him more touches.
Yes.
I would like to see him used more in some it's not end around, but
jet sweeps.
Jet
maybe?
sweeps.
Yeah, see, I always call that wrong.
Yeah,
but I think you're right.
Or even one thing we didn't see tonight that we saw a lot of last year was the little wide receiver bubble screen.
Bubble
They didn't
screens,
really run
good
that
point.
a whole lot. Gavin's really going to be your playmaker, especially early on. Drew Glass did some nice things.
He did. Had a really good catch down there at the goal line.
Yeah,
he
did. Certainly, Dalen Malone.
Yes, very excited to see that kid.
He had 4 targets, only had the 1 catch, but it was a big one.
It was.
And I thought, Caden, after he settled down after a first half that was really pretty rough on him. He was under a lot of pressure. They were blitzing him up the middle too, which really disrupts a quarterback's timing. But once the second half rolled on, I thought Caden played fairly well in the second half and finished with right around I don't know what it ended up being 140 yards passing. So he was okay too, but especially in the second half. But Gavin really stood out, and that probably won't be the last time this year that he stands out. He's just a really good ball player.
He is, for sure. Defensively, and again, I know this is going to sound very strange because the score was 54-6. I think we all understand that. But I really think defensively there were some things I liked a lot about what we saw from the Goldbugs. Again, bad field position, the turnovers, that defense was put in horrible position, especially that entire first half. But I did think there were some players that did well. I thought, the defensive backfield at times played pretty well. Kingfisher didn't have a ton of deep ball completions, so I think you factor in that. And I thought the front and the linebackers did a pretty good job. We're going to give our defensive player of the game to what could have been one of many of our up front guys. For me, we're going to give it to Logan Nusser, but I'm going to also put caveats in there and say that Dominic Covert played really, really well tonight, and so did Devin Dowdy, and there was others. But I thought the front area for Alva did a pretty good job tonight.
Yeah, I really thought that the defensive line especially really stood out against, again, and let's keep this in the forefront of our mind, a very, very good Kingfisher team and a very good Kingfisher offensive line. And I thought at times our defensive line, and I'll just say it, Craig, at times our defensive line looked dominant.
I thought so.
They were getting pressure on the quarterback. They were doing a pretty good job against the run. Again, most of Kingfisher's big plays in the running game came on cutbacks. Yeah. And so, the defensive line, the linebackers did a good job pursuing. But I thought I was really encouraged by the play of the defensive line tonight, and I think that's something that the Goldbugs can really build on. But Logan Nusser had a heck of a game. All three of the guys that you mentioned, we easily could have gone with, but Logan Nusser.
Yeah, I agree. Logan Nusser, is our defensive player of the game. So Gavin and Logan are players of the game from week number 1. Just quickly, final thoughts for you, Chris, as we put a capper on this one. Again, what we hope will be a lot more games to come. I know there's still uncertainty, and nobody has a crystal ball on things that are going on around the world for sure. But boy, it was so, and I have probably said this too much tonight, but it was just so nice to be back up here in the booth calling Goldbug football. And hopefully we're going to see more of this as we go through. But lots of improvement to come. But it was fun to be up here for sure.
Yeah, and I actually think that's the biggest takeaway from tonight.
Yeah,
is
I agree.
How good it is to be back here, sitting up with you in the booth, and just how much fun it is to be able to broadcast these games, and how much fun it is to see our guys out there on the field under the lights, and that to me is the biggest takeaway. I think as far as the game itself, it's just one of those things where you were playing against a really good opponent, and once the tidal wave started, you just had a hard time pulling out of it. Yeah. But there again, you're able to go into halftime and kind of settle down a little bit. Played a lot better in the second half than you did in the first half. But obviously you've got some things you've got to clean up, and you've got some things that you've got to work on execution wise, because really. And I apologize. I guess I'm rambling here a little bit because I really did miss this. But
I know, me too.
But one of the things that
you can be indulged.
I appreciate that. But one of the things that I really noticed was I didn't feel like Kingfisher out-athleted us.
No, I don't either. I would agree with that.
I think there were some timing issues in the
Nor
pass
did I
game,
think they really outmanned us. I didn't,
manhandled.
Maybe
right.
that's. I didn't feel like they manhandled.
Right.
If that makes sense.
You didn't feel like the offensive line was getting pushed around. Now they were getting a lot of pressure, but they were getting pressure from blitzing.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't a situation where you feel like we just got physically dominated.
No, I didn't think so.
There were several times in the first half where we'd have a wide receiver that had a step or two on their defensive back, and we just underthrew the ball a little bit, or just off on our timing a little bit. And those are things that I think can be corrected, as the season goes forward. So look, nobody wants to see a 54-6 defeat in the first game of the season.
No,
but
sure.
Let's keep in mind, too, that this is all about district play, and you've got 3 weeks to get this stuff cleaned up before you've got to go, and you've got, I think we open up against Newkirk.
You do. Yeah, we've got 2 back-to-back games on the road, then the off week. So
right.
you got 3 full weeks.
Right. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
you've got
right.
3 more weeks to kind of get some of this stuff a little bit more finely tuned. But you're going to get Drake Wharton back.
Yes.
You're going to get Austin Reed back, and so and so you've got some guys that are going to be able to come back and play, and I think help you a great deal.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
This was fun, man.
It was fun, Craig.
I'm just, maybe if I sound giddy, I apologize for that, but I really do. I mean, this was, I've been in broadcasting for the good portion of my life now, and I know I'm doing full-time other things now, but there was a part of me a while ago that thought, well, maybe I'm just about ready to step away from this.
Oh, come on!
I'm serious. I'm not saying that's super. But there was a part of me at one point a couple of years ago that said, But I've definitely learned that this is something I wasn't ready to step away from.
Let me just say this on behalf of all Goldbug fans, and I think I can say this with complete confidence. That's enough of that talk.
It is. No, I'm not bringing it back. I'm just tell you where I was at one point.
You are the voice of the Goldbugs. I've said this before. I'll say it again. We're so fortunate to have you, my friend.
Well, I enjoyed it, and I'm just telling you, and I don't think people really understand, but we have worked together now for what, 3 full seasons? Yeah, so when you've got somebody that you enjoy working with, and I feel like we work well together, I think that makes it that much better.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Looking forward to a fun season and a lot of road trips.
I'm going to be thinking about all those questions I'm going to get peppered with on road trips.
I do like to ask you questions.
Yeah, we've had a long time for you to probably think about those things.
Think of some good ones. Yep.
Chris, thank you, man. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Craig. All right, my friend.
All right. Our thanks to Chris Ruwalt. Great job as always tonight, and man, just so fun for our perspective to be up here in the booth tonight calling Goldbug football for sure. That's going to put a capper on it tonight. Big thanks to all our bug backers that have helped to be a part of this, and we couldn't do it without them. Anybody else would love to step up, we'd love to have you for sure, as we certainly love being a part of Goldbug Sports, and this was tonight, despite the score, was a lot of reason why we love to be a part of it, is just to be out and do what we do. So final score tonight, again, the Goldbugs fall 54-6 to Kingfisher. Next week, Alva on the road as they'll travel to Thomas. 7 o'clock kick. Our pregame show will be once again at 6:30. For all of our sponsors up and down the line, we're going to say have yourself a great Friday night, everybody, and certainly a great weekend. And we would love to have you back and be a part of our broadcast next week as Alva travels to Thomas. This has been a presentation of Alva Goldbug Football Tonight, brought to you by our title sponsor, Alva State Bank. Have a great one. Alva football all season long, brought to you by Alva State here on 105.7.